All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I am doing good. I noticed that you've got in the title for today's show, you've got Dead Cat Bounce. Is the cat dead?
Is the cat dead?
Is the cat dead? That's the question people are asking.
Yeah.
We're not sure. I mean, the cat has been feeling not as good as it had been in the past, but I'm not sure that it's dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
I don't know. So we'll
I
have to
don't
see.
know.
But I won't take credit for that amazing title there. That's our executive video producer. I don't know what his title is, but we'll call him video executive producer marketing, whatever
Yeah.
you want to AI that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came up with that title. Looks very, very good. And yeah, we'll have to see.
Well,
We'll have to see.
I mean, this cat, referring to the market as the cat here, in this broad analogy, has had 9 lives. And I have no idea which life it's on here because it just I mean, it's been going for years, as we keep saying. So never count this
Yes.
market out. Just because we're seeing a little bit of faltering here at new all-time highs, doesn't mean that the fun is over. And
Agreed.
it could be there could be more fun to come. By the way, if anybody's new and doesn't know, the dead cat bounce, that, as morbid as that sounds, that is a very old school Wall Street terminology.
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and I don't actually know where it comes from. I just know they say, like, even a dead cat thrown out the window will bounce if thrown hard enough. So it sort of comes from
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
no matter how hard something drops, you usually
Okay.
get a
Yeah.
little bit of, you can get move up afterwards. So pretty dark,
Pretty
but
dark.
yeah, it,
Yeah.
it you know what, it makes sense to me if you figure that it came out of the early 1900s Wall Street
Mm.
blokes.
Mm-hmm.
So if thrown hard enough, yeah, Dave. That's the.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not sure if that's actually part of the saying or if I just added that. But in any event, all right. Enough about dead cats. We do have earnings, and we have some interesting stuff coming on, which we don't have on our economic data, Carlos, because we are now officially, I believe it is now officially the longest U.S. government shutdown in history, which
Yes,
is
it is.
not a thing to be excited about or proud of, but here we are. We are now into the second month, and I think I got that right, that it's the longest. I heard that somewhere.
It
You never
is. Yeah.
know.
Last night officially became 36
There you
days of
go.
the shutdown, making it the longest in American history. That's correct.
Yeah, yeah, and that's unfortunate, especially for those. Again, I keep saying it. I just feel bad for the workers, right? People that are just trying to do their job, doing some public duty and working for the government and not getting paid, and now figuring out how the heck do I pay the rent and get food on the table and don't have my car repossessed and anyways,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just it's got to be horrible. So.
It's a real problem. I have not ran into anyone yet until last this week. My wife came home and said she's part of the PTA meeting in our school system. There's 50 families just in my son's school that do not have benefits for their kids' meals, and I was shocked at that number. Did not think it was going to be so high. So 50 families
Right.
are going to have problems with their child's meal that they provide every day. And I was just like, what? I didn't know it was that many. So yeah, it's just not the workers. It's people that actually need the help. Yes, you got your outliers that abuse the program. We get it. But there are some people
That's
that do
true,
need the
'cause
help. And that's an issue, man. It's an issue.
yeah, the U.S. food subsidy system, I'm not as familiar with it. I can't remember what it's officially called properly, but yes, yeah, because that ran out too, right? Because now that they can't
Food
administer
stamps.
it.
Did they still call it food stamps? I mean,
I,
I was an immigrant way
SNAP,
back
yes,
when, and
it's
my
called
parents
SNAP is
we
the acronym. I
it
don't
is
remember what it
SNAP.
calls
I don't
for.
remember it being called SNAP. For us, it was food stamp, but we were getting it
No,
back when we arrived at the country.
well,
So I don't know what they call it now. So I'm not sure.
I think Carlos, that would show that your
Oh man, I'm showing my
supplemental
age.
nutrition assistance program, SNAP is what it's called. So
Snap.
that
Yeah.
replaced the food stamp program.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and you know what? I guess maybe you should consider yourself fortunate that you don't know what it's called, right?
Yeah,
Because
now, but Peter, as I mentioned before, I went through me and my parents when we first got here. We went through it, and I remember my father got his first job. She went to the public office and told the lady, "Hey, listen, we don't no longer need it. My husband's got a job. We're good." The lady looked at her like, "Are you stupid?" Just like that. You keep going until you get caught, and I'm like, "No, no, no, no. That's not the way we works here. We got the system. We good. We gave it back." And there's some people that abuse. We found out later how much we didn't know any better. How much people abuse it, and it's just crazy. So shame on you if you're abusing the program because there are some people that do actually need it. But yeah, man, it's a shame. It's a shame that we're in this situation 100%. So
yeah.
not good with this shutdown.
Yeah. In any event, all right. So let's look at the economic calendar and what we do have. I do actually, I got to go back and check and see if the numbers came out. At 8:15, we did actually get the non-farm payroll, the ADP employment numbers that came out. 42,000 jobs versus the 32 forecast, so a little bit higher than expected. So we do have that number. To the best of my knowledge, it looks like we are also going to get these other two numbers that I've got listed here. The S&P Global Services PMI number should be coming out at 9:45, and then the ISM Services at 10. Again, it looks like those are both on track because neither one of those are provided by the federal government. One comes from the S&P market itself, so that should be relatively reliable, I guess. And then of course the ISM, not of course, but the ISM manufacturing or services. Sorry, there's a manufacturing and a services number. I just put the services, but this comes from a private institution called the Institute for Supply Management. So we should get both of those. I keep anticipating that these numbers are going to have greater weight on the market than they would normally just because we don't have any other data. But so far, that
Right.
has not proven to be the case. But I'll keep mentioning them so that you're aware of them just in case the market does some little moves, some dipsy doodle moves when the data comes out. So now you're aware. Now you know. All right.
Yeah. Now you know. Oh,
You know.
Tom, you're taking us back, baby. I remember that. That is what that used to look like, Peter. Here, that's the
Yeah.
a food stamp. You should get this little book. You should rip them out, and you can
Yep.
go buy stuff. Yeah, that's a throwback there, my friend.
They've had a number of different systems, and
Yeah.
this is the problem with any government provided system. Unfortunately, there are people out there who are going to abuse the system,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that happens. And what is a shame is that we tend to blame the people in the system rather than the abusers and the system for not, preventing that from happening. I mean, if people were ripping off a bank, you would blame the bank for not having good enough security. But it's funny how our attitudes change when it's government. So, in any event,
Yeah. Yeah. So
uh,
we could do a whole podcast on that, but we won't.
yeah.
But we
But
definitely have
anyways,
some strong
we
opinions there.
digress.
Yeah. With that, speaking of politics, votes are all in and done. Yesterday, Democrats swept New York, swept New Jersey, and Virginia.
Oh
So
yeah, I
big
forgot you said it
wins.
was
Yeah.
election day.
The most interesting one is the top headline, of course, is Mandani. Hopefully, I pronounced his name correctly. I mean, I don't follow the New York too much, but man, 34 years old. So one of the youngest governor to be elected.
Huh?
Sorry, mayor to be elected in New York. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's definitely breaking some records there. Mandani. Yeah, there it is. All
We
right.
better get used to it because I guess you'll be seeing it more often now, right?
Yeah, younger people get involved. So yeah. All right, friends, Gappers List brought to you by tradingterminal.com. We actually got some stuff in the green. SPY, as we're looking at now, is going green. So a little bit of a pump here from the pre-market lows. Let's dive into some of these tickers that are in the green side of things, and we'll look at what's gapping down. And yeah, let's see how this thing builds up here. DOCN, excuse me, is the ticker name, Digital Ocean Holdings. So I don't think we ever heard of this one, Peter. But here they are this morning. What is your take on them as far as any news? Again, not a low flow stock, 67 million shares flow on this one, so a little bit on the higher side.
Yeah, why does the name sound vaguely familiar to me, but I can't ever remember trading it. Maybe it's because it's like Docu. Maybe I'm just confusing them as
I
opposed
thought
to
the same thing.
Docu.
I thought docu or
Yeah,
something. Yeah, but yeah.
yeah, that might be it. Anyways, you're right. I don't think we've actually seen this, so I'm probably just making a false connection there. But they had earnings. That's the only reason why they're here. They beat their numbers and raised their guidance. Being that we've never heard of it, I doubt it's going to be an active play here. So I think we've got better targets. We had a lot of good earnings on a bunch of stuff, so this one's not going on my list.
Yeah, I think we'll find something else to look at. The next one is going to be Lite, Lite, Lumentum Holdings. So again, another one that's doesn't have great volume. Flow on this one is also around that 60 million shares flow, 69 to be exact, off tradingterminal.com. So again, but I don't like the pre-market on this. Just not enough volume. I don't think it's something that we really I will have in play personally.
Yeah, now this one we have seen in the past, but the story, frankly, is the same as what we just looked on. DOCN, low volume, had earnings, beat their numbers, raised their guidance. So good news, but not good enough to incentivize me to try and trade it. Where'd you go, Carlos? You still there?
Oh, sorry, I'm here.
There he
I
is.
just got up because
Right.
this light was bothering me over there. I had to change it. Oh, so I'm back.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I wasn't talking for long enough. Sorry about that.
It's all good. All right, friends, let's continue here. Let's look at the next one. This is Unity Software. We're very familiar with this one. Right now, we're up 16.5, 1.7 million shares traded. Could be interesting. We at one point we were watching this one more closely than we normally would, and it did provide some
Right.
opportunities. So, Peter, anything hot today that might be worth our while?
Yeah, they were on the earnings list for this morning. I haven't actually seen what their earnings were, but it looks like they beat their numbers in Q3, and they gave a improved guidance. So we had watched this when they'd earned some contracts. I think it was with Microsoft. They were doing some develop. Oh, maybe it was with Meta because they were developing some software for the goggles there, the VR glasses. And then we haven't heard anything out of them for a while. But I mean, obviously they're still going. Their revenue's gone up. In fact, has gone up 471 million, or to 471 million. So that's a good record for them. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched it in quite a while. I don't know what to expect. The volume's not bad this morning. 1.7 million shares traded for a NYSE stock too, New York Stock Exchange stock. So it's a maybe, but I still think I'm going to get better targets. Um, I'll put it down on the list, Carlos, and be ready to bump it off. When I run across better things, which I think I will, because we've got a pretty big list here of stuff that I sort of like.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm gonna put it in the secondary because again, it can do some stuff. We'll put it here, and we'll come back to it. All right, friends. Gappers list brought to you again by TradingTerminal.com. Let's take a look at the next one here. We looked at the top three or so. Is this Lemonade? LMND. It is Lemonade. Lemonade's a ticker. Lemonade
It
is a
is.
ticker. All right, so here's Lemonade. We're up 14%, 286,000 shares traded. Daily looking very, very bullish here as it breaks through an area of resistance around that 62.11 mark. Peter, what's the latest and greatest float on this one? Again, around that 62 million shares flow as well.
And similar story. Beat their Q3 earnings, raised their full year guidance. This has come up on our list a couple of times. I mean, the name is sort of fun as well as a company. It's one of those sort of digital online businesses but they provide. I think it's an insurance company. So, but I can't say that I've ever really looked at it in depth for trading. It's a NYSE stock. We've got under 300,000 shares traded. Yeah, it falls off the list with some of the other stuff.
All right. Um, Again, don't love it here. And let's do one more. Then we'll hop around because I do see Rivian, which I know people like to look at. I do see some other ones towards the bottom. Oklo. We have not looked at Oklo in a while. We see Mara, QBTS. I mean, all our favorite stuff starts coming up here towards that 3%, 4% gap up number. Hood, which earnings today for Hood will be live for that, friends. Hood, QCOM. What's the other one? Ion Q, I believe. All earnings after hours. So we'll be on at 3:30. Make sure to join us for that. I was looking at some numbers, Peter. Speaking of being live, and 40% of people that watch this show do not follow us. You're not subscribed. So I don't know how you're coming
What?
in, how you're getting notifications. But yeah, 40%. It's a big number. I'm like, how can you
That
not be
is.
subscribed? So take the time now to hit that subscription button, hit that thumbs up while you're on your way over there, right? Just run into that. But yeah, 40%. I'm like, that's a lot. I mean, maybe they just get the alert anyway. I do have some channels I don't follow, and I do get their alert, and I like those channels. But yeah, subscribe, hit that, and yeah, we appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Let's look at one more, and then we'll head over to Peter to give us some breakdowns of some stuff that's happening. ZETA this morning. Zeta Global Holding. This is just garbage, man. So far, Peter, it has been nothing but this garbage truck here. So I'm just gonna roll it out. I know you're not gonna like this one either. What
No.
a mess.
Uh,
All right, give
It's a
us something
similar
good, Peter.
story.
Yeah.
Again, Q3 revenue beat numbers. They raised their full guidance for the year. All good, but not a good trading stock. So yeah, you can throw it right up there in the fiery bin as it goes by.
Yeah.
I was looking at a couple of Rivian, you mentioned. Rivian doesn't have a whole lot of volume, 700,000 shares, which is not bad. But the price action is a little spotty. It was surprise beat. Rivian used to be one of the ones that we would look at a little more regularly, being when the EV companies were all super hot back during the pandemic. Um, I'm surprised. In fact, everybody seems surprised that they beat their numbers in quarter, especially on gross revenue. That was an unexpected beat. So Rivian, which has had some problems in the past, and as you can see based on their stock price, they haven't exactly been knocking it out of the park here. They're sort of at the low end of where their price has been over the last couple of years. I mean, in fact, if you just look at where they've been sitting for the last couple of years, ever since again, like I mentioned, the big pandemic move when their stock price when they opened, when they IPO'd back in 21, I think it was like 150, 160 bucks. Look where they are now, $13. And they've been here for like 2, 3 years. So, take it. I want to watch it just out of interest, but I'm not all that hopeful. This can get into that barcode type movement where really you just see the computers trading against each other. So you really don't want to just be trading against algos. It's hard to win against an algo, and it's not that much fun, in my opinion. So yeah, but I think their earnings were interesting. Other than that, on the gap up this morning, we also had earnings from McDonald's. McDonald's put in a surprise beat. Now, they actually beat on revenue but missed bottom line earnings, so it wasn't all glory. They missed their earnings per share by about 13 cents, delivering $3.22 versus the 3.35 estimate, but they just did better on revenue. What was a surprise was that their US-based earnings, where people thought they were going to struggle, actually came in quite strong. So that is pushing them higher. McDonald's, I I tried years ago to day trade McDonald's and really had a hard time with it. So
Yeah.
it's just not one of my favorites. But it's as a buy and hold, I have to go back. I'm looking at a chart here. My wife told me like, oh my God, like 20 years ago to buy McDonald's, and I didn't. And I gotta say, Carlos, I
You're
try
you're
not
gonna
to remind
you're
her
you're you're gonna be paying
about
for
that.
that for a long time. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
I try not to remind her that because literally, if I look back 20 years ago, McDonald's stock was like 30 bucks and now it's 300. So,
Next time we hang out with your wife, I'm gonna invite her to McDonald's. And say, hey, you know how much this was 20 years ago? We're gonna go
yeah,
have McDonald's fries and some apple
yeah.
pies. See how that
Thank,
conversation goes.
thank, thanks, buddy. That's appreciate that. Yeah. All right.
Oh boy. All right, what else we got, Peter?
Well, from a gap up, that was really it from the focus stocks. Most of the earnings, oddly, are gapping down. So, whereas
Hmm.
earnings last week were giving us big positive results. Earnings this week seem to be causing a lot of stuff to gap down. At least specifically today, they are. So we'll get to some of them as we get to the gap down list. I did notice the semiconductors generally are higher, except those that had earnings, which is very interesting to me. So Nvda, Micron, Intel, they're all Qualcomm, whatever you want, Taiwan Semiconductor, they're all gapping up. The two that had earnings in AMD and SMCI gapping down. So, what does that mean? From a trading point of view, I don't know, but I'm going to be watching to hopefully it'll give me some signals in the price action and I can get some good trades on them. Yeah, I'll be watching the semiconductor sector in aggregate and Nvda probably very specifically. I noticed Tesla's also moving up this morning. It's got some good volume. I mean, Tesla always gets decent volume, but 3 million shares traded this morning. It's only up 1.6%. But after yesterday, where we did a little head fake, right? We went low at the open and then spiked higher and then sort of just sold off basically for the entire rest of the day and the rest of the evening. Like it just, if you look at the chart overnight, it
Yeah.
basically went from, I don't know, the high yesterday was at 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe 10:20, and then it literally sold off until like 9 or 7 o'clock last night. Like it just kept going down. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see it gapping up a little bit this morning. That tells me that, still in play, still active, back up over 450. So yeah, on my list.
Tesla was great, man, and it's awesome that we took this long here. A lot of us did. Andrew was in it, I was in it, and many of you guys. And I'm like, oh, this is a great move. All out here around. I got out at the same time Andrew did, and then I come back later when we were doing what were we doing? Yes, we were doing something. Oh yeah, my P Capital boot camp meeting, and this
Right.
thing, the bigger move was the short. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Look at this move. Like, I thought I had a great move, which we did. I'm not being greedy, but man, the bigger
Yep.
action was
Yep.
towards the downside. So yeah, Tesla on the list for
I
sure.
tell you,
I love it,
later
love
on
it.
in the day is often when it can happen. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing that you guys might want to keep an eye on, it's not often great trading the day of earnings, companies that have earnings like after the close. But we have been seeing some movement as things get positioned here for earnings. So tonight we've got Robinhood, we've got Qualcomm. We've got IonQ. There's a few things that are moving that I see moving here pre-market a little bit more than I would anticipate on an earnings day. So might be worth if you like them. Robinhood I saw on our list earlier. I said some of the others. Just go to the earnings at tradingterminal.com. Click on calendar, and you'll see the earnings calendar. You can see which ones are sort of at the top of that. AMC theaters, even if you want. I don't. No, don't watch that. Actually, that'll be a waste of your time. But uh,
Yeah, I
remember when
think the
it was
fun
a
is over
thing?
on that. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
What's the thing?
man,
Alongside GameStop here and there still decides to try to do
it's
something. You know?
it's absolutely horrible. I was just looking. Even a 5 minute chart is a total barcode. Like it is horrible. But in any event,
Yeah.
oh well,
Just a
had its
reminder, in
day.
case you joined us a little bit later, we are going to be live today with Robinhood, IonQ, and what's the one that we like? We like QCOM. QCOM has been very fun to watch with all their activities. So we'll be live for these
Robinhood.
three at 3:30 p.m. So yeah. All right. All right. Let's take a look at it. What else? Anything else from the gap down that we like here this morning?
Maybe I can answer a question here from Eddie. Eddie Wood
Sure.
is asking a bit of context why it may not be a good to trade a business that has earnings. If the earnings are coming out, usually what happens is people position against the expected sort of, bottom line, the deep pockets decide where the price is going to be, and that just becomes very much more evident on earnings day. And those with the with a lot of money are not going to make big moves right before the earnings, right? They need to know the numbers and understand the direction that things are going to go. So usually it's good. If you got option data, you can look at the option chain and understand where things are likely to sit. This is where Jared excels, right? He can often tell you very accurately, so amazingly accurately, what the price is likely to be going into the close and what the expected move is. And often the expected move gives you an up and down range, right? How much it's going to move. He does that all using the options data. And often it happens. We saw it last night. I mean, it happened very accurately on Upstart and SMCI that we'll talk about because they're gapping down here this morning. But where, things move pretty much right to those targets. So it's just you don't get free moving price action on the day of earnings because things are positioning against the anticipated data coming out. So you're better off to trade things that don't have an imminent report coming out against them.
Yeah. We see all the time. Upstart's a perfect sample of it. Yesterday, you can see it here. Sideways action all the way into the close. Today, they'll probably have a better opportunity. Dow 12%, 636,000 shares traded. But yeah, yesterday, look, it's just all sideways. Again, not every stock
Well,
does this, but a lot of them do.
and based on the expected move, before we even got to the after hours, Jared was saying around $42, I think it was 42, 42.50. He sort of said was the expected move on Upstart. And you can see, like, look at where it, after it had that first drop, look at exactly where that average price action was, right? 42.50. So I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to stay there, but it means you can sort of get an idea of where it's moved. Now, it could have gone that same range to the top side, but like, it's amazing when Jared calls these things that how often, that number plays. So I love it. It's awesome stuff. So here you go, and
Yep.
he's marked for you guys. He's showing you in the chat room exactly where he put those. Oh, so it was $40. Okay, so 40. I got the number wrong. So $40. So look at that. And you can see where the price hit. So he puts the expected move high and low, and I love it. Like they come to play. I'm telling you,
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Nostradamus. He is
Yeah.
the amazing Kreskin. Wherever you want. Anyways, all right. So that's the gap up. Gap down. We haven't really talked about any of these yet, but there are a few. I don't know if you want to go through the list, Carlos, or
Let's
we can
go.
talk
Yeah.
earnings.
Let's look at the top
Okay.
four or so, and then we'll dive into AMD and UPST and some other ones. And pins. How about pins this morning, man? Getting destroyed. So let's go through it. BHVN right now, we are looking at a gap down of 40, almost 40% here, 2.4 million shares traded. This is bio heaven. There's nothing heaven about this drop here. There's nothing heavenly about this drop here. But again, getting destroyed this morning, Peter. Not usually a great trader. We probably won't be watching it, but tell us what's going on here.
Look, I don't know if there's a cause and effect. So this is just me being silly a little bit, but the FDA is still working, and I believe they're working without pay, being federal workers, and they seem to be very angry. It doesn't seem to be a good
Yes.
time to have a drug for approval because the only thing I've heard in the last couple of weeks is the FDA saying, no, get the hell out of here. And they did it to Biohaven. They received a response letter from the FDA denying approval of their drug application. That's why it's dropping so much. I mean, I'm sure it was for legitimate reasons, but I wouldn't blame them for being a little crusty. So,
Oh, yeah.
Biohaven, yeah, taking it on
Yeah.
the chin.
If you have some kind of approval, you want to reschedule that for another
Yeah, you might
two
want
months.
to.
Yeah. Let people
If
get
you've
their
got if you've got the cash reserves to hold out, yeah, you might want to just
do
push
it.
it if you can. I mean, I don't know if you can, and once it goes into the process, it's probably just in the process, but you're probably
Yeah.
crossing your fingers that, they look at your approval data like the day after pay gets reinstated or something, or maybe when
Yeah.
they get their first paycheck. I again, hey, humans are humans, man. I mean, I'd be pretty angry.
Yeah. I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it when they get paid, because they're gonna get this lump sum, right? It's gonna be a big chunk, right? It's all together, all back paid, so they'll be happy as heck when they get that nice big
Well,
check.
again,
So if it's all
I guess
retro
if
paid,
you've been forced to work, you get some back pay. But yeah, if you've
yeah.
been furloughed, you don't get any back pay.
Oh yeah, you don't want to talk to those guys. No, no way.
Yeah.
All
Anyways,
right, let's take a look at TREX is next. What do we have here? 31% down this morning. Another one getting crushed. Trex Company, 930,000 shares traded so far. I mean, look at this big drop. And again, low volume as far as the pre-market session, but Peter taking a hit as well on the chin. This one here.
yeah, building equipment company. I think I know them. They build fence, don't they? Like fake fence boards, and yeah, I guess that's what they do. Anyways, they're a building supply company. They had earnings. Their earnings were below estimates. They did announce a share repurchase program, but being that I've never seen this on our list, I can't imagine it's going to trade all that well. I have to
Yeah.
admit, I just clicked on their website, and I'm not sure what the heck's going on, but they've got all these people dancing on their deck boards, and whoever they hired to do the dancing, they got to work on their I'm actually happy faces because they're very creepy. In any event, maybe that's just me. Yeah, look at that guy. Like, what's going on with him? Anyway. All right. You're on mute, Carlos. Can't hear
We
you.
need that 5% for that ad that we just gave them there. All right.
Yeah.
Let's continue here. SLNO is next, and they're down 20% here. 267,000 shares traded. Another one down big this morning. No volume. Pre-market looks pretty light. Again, this won't be on our list. I want to get through the stuff just to get to pins here. But Peter, anything good on SLNO? Soleno Therapeutics.
Yeah, earnings. That's why it's hitting the list here. They had earnings earlier this morning, it looks like really early. They released. Um, oh no, I see yesterday actually. It was after the close yesterday. My apologies. Not a lot of coverage on this, so I don't know what to make of it. Their earnings were okay, but not great. I'm not going to pay any attention to it. It's gapping down. The volume isn't there for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. All right, here it is. Pinterest, my friends.
All
What
right.
is
Yes.
going on? Down 18%, 2.3 million shares traded. I would love to trade stock. I think it can be in play, but it trades pretty bad every time I have looked at it recently. But let's see. Today might be the day. Looks like things are not going well, Peter, and they're getting hammered this morning.
Yeah, so let's start with the good news. The good news was they hit a record revenue for the first time going over $1 billion in the quarter, delivering 1.05 billion, which represents a 17% growth. They had a record number of users, recording about 600 million monthly active users. However, they missed on bottom line profitability and lowered their guidance. So they didn't actually lower their guidance, but the analysts say here's what we think you're going to earn, and they came out and actually issued guidance in line with what they previously said, but that's lower than the analyst, which essentially from a market perspective means that you lowered your guidance. So again, the company's been consistent in their statements. However, it doesn't really matter. The analysts are ones that will, determine what you should earn, whether they know or not, which is always an amazing aspect to me of how the American stock market works, but welcome to the game. So, yeah, Pinterest dropping as a result of that. This one we have seen, it comes up almost every time there's earnings, and maybe once a year will there be a trading opportunity. Um, I don't know which way this is going to go. This is a tech company. It's a social media company that trades on the New York Stock Exchange. So that's a little bit of an anomaly, right? I mean, it's not alone in that, but I usually expect these to trade on the NASDAQ. It's got 2.4 million shares, which is good volume. It's down a lot, too much. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's on a daily chart. There's range here. I mean, it was down exactly in this spot last quarter, and then was able to recover it. So I think this could be in play, but it's a crapshoot. Be very careful. Like I always say, when you get a NYSE stock, wait for the volume to come in because it may not happen right at 9:30. You'll know. You'll see the big volume spike. That's when it's going to pick a direction and make a move. So I think, Carlos, I'm going to put this on a secondary. It's one of the ones I like better than most. So, but I'll be very, very cautious with it. I'm not going to jump in until I have a firm idea of what it's doing, if anything.
Yeah, gotcha, 100% here. I'm gonna have it on a secondary list. I do want to watch it and see where it goes, but I'm with you, man. A few times I watched it, did not trade very well, so there's usually better things to look at, but it's always fun to keep in deck. All right, tradingterminal.com. Peter, we got UPST next. Then we'll hop around a little bit to some other earnings like AMD. We spoke a little bit about it, but we also have SMCI. Let's take a look at those. But here it is, UPST this morning down 12.5, 651,000 shares traded. Are you going to have this one on deck today?
Yeah, I think so. It's also going on my list. Now, the volume's lower than I would have liked to see at this point in the morning. It's only 640,000 shares. I think this is also like a long shot, sort of like Pinterest that we were just talking about. The earnings were they missed on revenue. Their guidance was a little lower than expected. They so it wasn't a terrible earnings, but it certainly wasn't what the market wanted. So we were talking about this yesterday. This is they call themselves Upstart AI these days. Well, their official name is Upstart Holdings, but they like to call themselves Upstart AI. Adding the AI has not helped them, as you can see based on the daily chart here in the last little while. So I mean, they're a loan aggregator, right? You basically can apply for a loan. They'll connect you with a bank and take a cut. That's basically what their business model is. So
Mm.
I think it's a possibility, Carlos. Like I said, though, it's a crapshoot, though. Flip of a coin as to whether it's going to work or not.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Next on here, guys, we're just gonna skip right to it. Is actually SMCI, right? Another earnings play, Peter, and we could just go right to earnings from here. We talked a little bit about AMD, Maya, but we'll talk about it again in a second here. So let's go to SMCI, Peter. Latest and greatest on here, down 8.4, 2.4 million shares traded. I'm gonna have it on my list. How did earnings go for them, my friend?
Yeah, I think, to me, everything you need to know about SMCI was told in that first 5 minute candle after the earnings was announced. Look at that. I mean, that it was up, it was down, it was all over the place. It had like a ridiculous spread on it. I mean, that to me, that's SMCI. You just never know what the heck this thing's going to do. Their earnings, unsurprisingly to me, missed their numbers. So a little bit of disappointing earnings. They have had this entire year has been a disappointment for SMCI, frankly. They came out of the gate strong, making all sorts of big claims from their CEO about what they were going to accomplish, and have consistently had to call off those numbers and reduce their targets. This is just another quarter of doing so. It's almost like the market's almost tired of it. So yeah, they're down 8%, but that's a pretty modest 8% considering how volatile they've been in the past. So I feel like I've got to watch this because it's in the semiconductor space. I I have I have never enjoyed trading the stock. I know some people love it. Well, a lot of members in our people in the room talk about it. I've never had fun. So I will do it out of duty, but
I would do
I'm
it
not
out of
excited
duty.
about having it on my list.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'll have it on my list today. We'll see where it goes, and I'm gonna have it on
Me
a
too.
primary list.
Not
So I
not
have. What was that?
People are making fun of my enunciation.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
So far, Tesla, AMD, and SMCI are on the list here, and the next one, which we'll talk about, of course, is Peter, AMD. Let's go right to that. I mean, that's the big one today, and definitely will be on my list. I'm sure. Well, it's always on your list, but today's a little bit more special.
Yeah, AMD. I'm not sure. Are they getting caught in the toilet bowl with SMCI? I mean, well, like we said though, the expectations are always high in the semiconductor space, right? The only acceptable number is to completely beat your number. So, it's a game. It's always been a game, but it's especially for the semis right now, it's a game of trying to keep expectations as low as possible and then doing your best to overachieve against them. And AMD did what they said they're going to do, which, for a lot of businesses would be good. It's not good enough if you're in this space at this time. And frankly, you know what? I mean, you can't argue their price over their stock price over the last little while has seen a huge appreciation. We had that big jump up on some news that we saw back at the beginning of October, right about a month ago, and they've held those gains and in fact added to them, becoming a $250 stock. I mean, think about it. Like just a month ago, this was a $170 stock, and we were happy with it there, right? I mean, that's where it lived. And so, the fact that this thing is down just about 2%, that feels completely in line to me. So, that being said, it's actually been going up since about 6:30 this morning, and it's definitely in play. So, don't worry about the earnings directly. Indirectly, of course, it's a little short-term disappointment. It feels like this has a good opportunity move. I just don't know at this point whether it's going to be up or down, but I'll be watching. I'll let the price action tell me. I'll use Atlas to show me where the volume sits, and we'll see if we can't get some trades off of it. So, on my primary list for today, we'll be keeping a close eye on this.
Yeah, yep, on the list for sure. All right, Peter, that kind of covers some of our gap up. Any other earnings you have in the gap down list that maybe you want to discuss?
Novo Nordisk had earnings, mixed picture, NVO for them. They missed revenue but beat earnings. They've been in the news in a couple of different ways. Remember, Hims was going to be licensing their weight loss drug, Ozempic, I presume, but they didn't actually name it by name. But that's likely to be more in play today. Can be a tough one to trade, so just be careful if you're going to focus on it. The only other one that I ran into some news this morning on that I was wondering where the stock was going to go is UPS.
Yeah.
And as morbid as it is, UPS unfortunately suffered a deadly plane crash late last night in Louisville, Kentucky. I guess one of their cargo planes crashed and killed like 11 people. Crashed on takeoff, and then they had to shut down the airport, and they grounded a whole bunch of planes. And so I haven't seen really a lot of details about it, but it's just one of those, right? News moves stocks, good or bad. So thought I'd mention it that it was on the radar today. Is that
Yep.
on the radar? Sort of an inadvertent pun. Anyways, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, UPS. That's it. I think we've talked about pretty much everything else that we need to. There's little other stuff moving up and down, but there's a lot of earnings, Carlos, that I just don't know which ones are going to hit. I'm going to be there's a lot of stuff I feel like I've got to watch here this morning.
Yeah. Yep. All right, friends. Yeah, UPS here again, moving down a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, that flight, I was looking at it yesterday too, man. Going to Honolulu, 38 ton, 38,000 fuel. So it was massive. It was basically a
Yeah.
ball of flame. I mean, it was
Well,
insane when I saw the video,
that's
man.
the
Just
problem when you've got a
giant.
long flight, right?
You're
You're loaded,
packed.
you're loaded on
Yep.
fuel, and they always have to, they have to give you. I can't remember what the rule is, something like 20% more compared to the distance you're planning to fly. So yeah, they have
Yeah.
the wings were full.
Yeah. Yeah, especially there because it's an island. So if you got to go somewhere else, you better have enough fuel to get somewhere else, right? So
Hmm.
there's not a lot of options. Um, all right, friends, let's. I think we're good to go. I think we got our list here. I got just three: Tesla, AMD, SMCI. Let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. We have time just for a couple, and then after that, we'll get going here. So let's see what do we have here. Um, POTR, yes, let's look at POTR. I know it was in play yesterday. A lot of people looking at this one today. What do we have? We are pretty much flat. The volume is there, 2.4 million shares traded, and yeah, worth watching. I think it's worth watching. So I am going to put it on my list. We'll put it here next to SMCI. I think could be a good buddy here. And what else do we have? Lemonade. We did look at Sergio. We did look at Lemonade a little bit earlier. I'm not a big fan of it. And again, if you like it, you could definitely watch it. It is in play today. Look at the pop up above 62.50 here, 63.75. So again, looks good. I just don't like the volume. I wish I had a little more volume here. But if you watch it, if you see something great, let us know. We'll definitely take a look at it. Nvidia is being mentioned in both chats. We'll take a look at Oklo next. So Nvidia, let's see Nvidia. Nvidia is always one of those that we're always going to be watching on deck, right? Whether it's on my primary list or not. So 5.5 million shares traded has gone from red to green. This is basically one of those plays where, if you look at the SPY, Nvidia's 5 minute looks exactly like it, right? So it's kind of moving along here with the overall market, and we're seeing plenty of tickers do the same, like your AMD, like your usual suspect, like Tesla, also moving up here. Some of them that were in the red going into that green territory. So Nvidia, I'm going to put here on my secondary list. Just because it's not really in play, but it's just moving with the overall market, right? So we're gonna have a few of those that are doing the same thing there. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Teva, Teva. We used to trade this a ton. Look at it today, guys. Good call here. Teva Pharmaceuticals up 13.2, 2.9 million shares traded. Man, I'm gonna add this just to be part of history, like Andrew would say. Like I want to
I
just be part of history and flashback. We had a lot of fun with that, Peter. Did you? Did you trade
I
Tiva
used
a
to,
lot?
yeah, I used to love to trade this because it was one that fit my style. Back when
Yeah,
it and AMD were both trading at around 10, $12, and they would
yeah,
just move a penny at a time. Like it was just a slow, steady mover that really suited my style back when I was starting trading back in 2018, 19. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't watched it for a while. They did have earnings today. It looks like they beat their numbers, so had a good quarter. Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
move.
I remember AMD, and I wish I had more video of recaps of those times where AMD used to move like 30 cents, Peter,
Oh
and it
yeah,
was like the biggest thing in the world back in
yeah.
those days. And MU was the one moving like 50, $1, $2. So MU was moving quite a bit, and how the tables have turned. So, all right, friends, we got to stop here. I think I have a great list, and we'll be looking at our usual suspects as well. I have a Tesla, AMD, SMCI, POTR, and a Tiva or Teva. I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but
I still don't
um,
know. Yeah.
yeah, never looked it up. I know how you pronounce Ajit. Ajit. Ajit is one of our members there. He sent me an email. He's like, "This is how you pronounce my name. Please let Peter know because he's crushing it." I was like, "Okay, Ajit
Well,
is how you pronounce his name." No,
gee,
he was being
oh,
funny. Yeah, yeah.
who am I killing? Oh,
Uh, I do the same thing, man. I butcher so many names. It's unbelievable, but you guys understand. All
my
right, let's
apologies then.
No, yeah, it's all fun and games. Bearwithtrace.com, friends. Let's go to there and let's look at webinars so you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Something we can pronounce is Wednesday. All right, so Psychology Day today, Peter. Let us know what's happening.
Wednesday, yes, it's Psychology Day, which means that we have the opportunity to talk about our feelings. But more importantly, talk about our mental resilience and how we manage, our ability, frankly, to be consistent and sort of stay focused on task. It's very important. And we've got a couple of sessions today to help you out with that, starting with Dr. Vanessa Charlin, who usually joins us here on YouTube and then in the chat room for all our members in a private session at noon. So she'll be here on YouTube and then on in the webinar room at noon. Tonight, our webinar is with Dr. Kenneth Reed, who's been with us many times, regular, and he's going to talk about. I love the titles. He always has good titles for his webinars. Subatomic Habits, the smallest change that can transform your trading. And I talk about that a lot, about making small changes. That's very important. You only make one at a time, right? Evaluate the results before you go make another change. That's really the path to success. Slow and steady. He's going to talk about that tonight in his webinar at 8 p.m. in the webinar room for all of our elite members. If you want to be part of those webinars or join the chat room, frankly, at any time of your leisure, then you need to be a member. You can do that by going to bearabletraders.com and clicking on the membership option that's good for you. And hopefully we'll see you in the chat room sometime soon. If you want data on the markets, you know the place to go. We use it here every morning. They sponsor this pre-market show. It's tradingterminal.com, getting new features and functionality added every single day. So you can see there's the earnings calendar on a Trading Terminal, which is free for everybody. And then, of course, we have a lot of the paid tools like the scanners that you see here that we use for the gappers list in the morning. You can use to scan for stocks all day. You got the simulator. Of course, you got the funded account if that's something you want to take advantage of, let alone the academy and the learning opportunities that you got in there, and the replay mode where you can replay any stock in any day. So all very useful tools. So whatever you choose to do, those tools are available for you. Check them out at tradingterminal.com. So let's set some levels, Carlos. And moderators, get your lists in so I can let everybody know what you're taking a look at.
Yep, absolutely, friends. Let's start here. Someone mentioned MU. Yeah, you could take a look at MU. It's also just, again, moving with the market. A lot of these semis, tech companies, moving with the overall SPY right now. So pick your favorites. There's a lot of usual suspects that are going to be falling into that category. All right, let's start here with some levels, friends. Our first one on the list is Tesla. In Tesla right now, we are stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days, as you can see here, and here. Right, so plenty of low. Oh, and let's not forget this one here, plus the previous day close. So plenty of stuff on there as far as your automatic levels that should be coming off your charts. 251.74 is the high. The low is just barely above the previous day close over at 445.34. And then below that, we got a couple of levels on the day that's worth adding. Look at that 439.95. Great level there. Tons of days just slamming into that. So you definitely want to have that there. And then 435.17 looking pretty good here as well. All right, next will be AMD. AMD after earnings last night feeling a little bit of pressure here. Low of the pre-market 235.51 and your high is going to be over at 45.98. So that's looking pretty nice there. In between here, you do have a level over at 240.78. We'll put one there also. And then below that, we have a 229.37. So pretty good and straightforward. Towards the top, you do have your highs and lows, plus previous day close right there as well, as we recover in this pre-market session. Look at that, 235 already up as high as 245, almost a $10 move from the high to the low, from the low to the high there on AMD. Next is going to be well, I got a lot. I got SMCI. SMCI is another one. This is the controversial ticker of the primary list today, because they normally don't trade very well. I'm hoping that today they can shake that off and give some good action. 42.70 is the low of the pre-market. 44.62 is the high, and even in the pre-market, it's like, yes, you're moving, but you're moving messy, right? You're moving in a little messy way. So I'm just really hoping that something good can come out of it. We'll be taking a look at that. Right where the price action is, I know this might look a little small on your charts here on your screen, but 43.99 is a good area. Right where the price action is. You can see a lot of support and resistance happening off the daily there. Then towards the bottom, a little bit lower, still within the highs and low, 44.39. And then outside of that, the big level is down at 41.50. I don't think they'll get there, but we'll be ready if it does. Towards the top, in case we do try to recover during this market open session, 46.05 looks like a great area. You have a whole lot happening there on SMCI. Next, we do have POTR. So let's take a look at POTR here. Again, in the midst of the highs and lows of the last two trading days, previous day close towards the top there. I have the pre-market 189.76, the low 184.88. And then once you do that, you're pretty set, especially towards the top. Do not need to add anything. Towards the bottom, we still need a couple of levels. I think you should have 82.66 plus this other one, just in case. 80.13 if in case we turn around here and have a sell-off. Like we've been having these sell-offs the last 2 days. So let's see if today is gonna continue here. All right, next, last but not least, is going to be Teva. Teva, man, look at this pop, 13%, and it's just still rocking. High of the pre-market here is going to be 23.24, and the low of the pre-market is pretty much slammed into highs and lows for the last two trading days, and the previous day close is at 20.60. So we'll put a level there. I'm gonna go over to the weekly to get some levels, because we got to go up pretty far out here. Over to about a month ago, we're going to mark down here 23.67. This is your 52-week highs at 22.80. So we're going to go even further back to get some levels above our price action. We're going now 2018, guys. So really going back here, just off the weekly, just to get some guidelines here, 23.96, and then we have also 24.95. In case we do decide to break that 52-week high there and continue, we have some levels that we can aim for. And Pinterest is not on my primary list, so we won't do levels for it, but we'll definitely be watching it. Votes are all in, and what do we have here? 80% of you guys, 324 votes so far, do not use Pinterest. I don't know who's keeping this company afloat. It's not us. We're not using this, Peter.
We are probably not the target demographic.
Who's the target demographic? We got the best people in the world watching this show. Who?
I don't know. My kids use it. I can tell you that. So.
Oh, so is it you trying to call me old? You calling me old, Peter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I guess you're right,
but
can't argue with that. All right, friends. Peter just called me and everybody else on here old. So still hit that thumbs up. He means it in the best intention possible.
Now, see, I feel like you're implying, though, that old is a bad thing. Because, I mean, let's face it, old also means experienced. It means you
mature.
made it this far.
Mature. It means, you made it this far. There's all kinds of positive things. In
I revel in my oldness. I mean, I got here.
Yeah.
I got here.
Like,
so
we got here. Some people's like, oh, you should dye your beard black. I'm like, no, I enjoy the whites. This is me. I enjoy it. I embrace it 100%.
Well, old doesn't necessarily mean wise, Wolf. I won't pretend to be wise, but I can be old, and I am.
Absolutely.
So, by the way, after it only took me about 8 years, but I finally just called up a marketing video on their website, and it is called Teva, not Tiva. So there you go. I can confirm Teva is the proper way to pronounce it. All right, we're going to hand over the room. I see them jumping in there, Carlos, so we can shut that down. Hand it over to Andrew and Brian. Have a good trading morning, gentlemen. We'll continue with
Yep.
our friends on YouTube. For everybody on YouTube, I'll let you know what our moderators are watching because a lot of the stuff we've talked about, our live traders, Brian is going to be watching a whole bunch of stuff: SMCI, PLTR, Nvidia, Tesla, GDX, which we haven't talked about, and IREN, we also didn't really discuss. Whereas Andrew is going to keep it a little tighter, watching SMCI, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, and Teva. Brandon's got his list in here. Brendan is going to be watching AMD, SMCI, Nvidia, and PLTR. Megan, very, very focused on SMCI. Like I told you, not my favorite, but I get it. Mike is also watching SMCI and AMD. And then, of course, we've got who did I miss here? I missed Thor, but I don't see Thor. It's got Nvidia focused on his list, and then a couple of futures contracts. So there you go. I've got a like way too big of a list. I'm gonna have to narrow it down here, guys. But a lot of the stuff we talked about, I just need to see what's moving. I've got SMCI and Pinterest and Upstart and Rivian and Unity software, all this stuff sitting here. So I didn't put Teva on the list. I don't. My experience has been that it doesn't move all that well, but maybe I'm missing out. I'm sure the room will let me know. I'll let you know. Together we'll find the right stuff to trade, one or the other.
Yeah, it's funny when you mentioned you have a lot to watch. When I was doing the levels, I realized how many tickers I had on here. One, two, three, four,
Hmm.
five. And then some at the bottom like Nvidia and pins, which I do want to keep an eye on. So yeah, it seems like I have a lot this morning as well. So let's see. Friends over on YouTube, you guys have been doing amazing. Yesterday we ended the show like with almost 600 likes. That was pretty good. More on the high end. So if you haven't had the opportunity to do so, we only ask because I know I forget to hit it like sometimes. So hit that thumbs up and thank you so much for all the support. We're definitely seeing the increase in number of likes, right? So we appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah.
Um, What's my Instagram? I haven't posted in a long time. My Instagram is Carlos M BBT, right? But I haven't been active in a while on any social media, not even X. I just have not been on it. So um, I do like making videos and stuff like that. Maybe I'll get back into it at some point here. Now my OnlyFans is very active, but I can't give that out here because I'm not allowed to based on my BBT
That's
contract. But
hmm.
just try to search me. Try to search me. Try to put some
Yeah.
keywords. Carlos from Jersey. I don't
Do
know.
it's feet at Carlos.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Oh boy.
Okay, guys. I'm getting flipping my platform over here, getting ready for the open. We got a minute and a half.
Yeah. Doing the same. Get my things in here. And let's
Getting the
see.
headphones on so I can hear what Andrew's talking about.
Oh, come on. There we go. Can you just type in there? All right, there it is. All right, Tesla, AMD, SMCI. What a great day we had in Tesla yesterday. So Tesla is front and center for me. I mean, it's been trading very good. Like it'll give you a really bad,
I,
horrible days. Uh, but it's been good more often than
so
not.
uh, I gotta calm myself for today because traditionally, Carlos, this is the day this is like Christmas Eve for me. This
Okay.
day
Mm-hmm.
because yesterday was my mother's birthday, and then
Yeah, you told me. Yeah.
tomorrow is my birthday. So my mom and
Mm.
I had birthdays 2 days apart. So the day in between
Wow.
to me was always like we had the excitement of her birthday party, and then I get one the next day. So again, it's like the Christmas Eve before, right? When I was a kid, November 5th was always a very exciting day for me because
Mm.
the
Yeah, I could
anticipation
see
is
that.
often better than the event.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
But anyway, so we'll
The journey to it, yeah, 100%.
as you become an adult, the birthdays become less exciting, of course. But
Yeah.
you know, but we'll see. Here's the bell. Here's the opening bell. I'm watching AMD. Oh, look at the whoa. AMD
AMD
popping
trying to
up.
get going here.
Tesla also popping up.
Here it is. Tesla doing some stuff. I'm watching Tesla. Um, mm,
Uh, SMCI. Oh, is also, we got to remember SMCI. Where's Atlas? I gotta get Atlas going here. Hmm. Hmm. I was thinking of Carlos going long
Yep.
on AMD, but I don't see a lot of orders. There's orders up at 250, but not a lot between here and there. So I don't know where this thing is going to go. That's thank you, Atlas. You might be keeping me out of trouble. We'll see. Where's Nvidia's not doing much. It up and down and
Yeah, Tesla's doing the same thing. A little bit of
yeah.
up and down here, down now, and we'll see. Friends, if you're new, I'm waiting 3 minutes before I take any trades. But if there is a 1 minute engulfing, I will take that. And Peter, usually active looking for trades that can he goes short on. You can get
Yeah.
one in here. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Almost always short, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Not always, but almost
Not always. Yeah.
always.
But you like these pops. It's like kind of like a mixture of a rising devil. It's not fully a rising devil, but you like this pop. And then once you see that sell off, you're usually looking for that.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do.
Tesla below the VWAP, friends. Could be tricky here. I see the 1 minute engulfing pattern setting up, but it could be very, very tricky. It's trying to pull back into that range. There it is. So I'm gonna wait. Ah, this looks good. This looks good. I'm thinking about pulling something here. Let's see. Yeah, I like this. I'm gonna go short Tesla here, friends. This is a good pullback, I think. I'm hoping we could break the low of the day. We're gonna have a tight stop though, on this one. So 451.76. I'm gonna bail on it. I don't want to go in above that. If it hits it and it kind of dabbles down, we'll stick around for a little bit. But oh my goodness, hello. Oh,
I was gonna join
there
you
it
on that,
is.
Carlos. I was gonna jump in because
Oh,
I agreed with you, and I
yeah.
was too slow. I was too slow setting it up, and I missed the entry. So
That was
wow,
fast, my friends.
$2
Yeah, that
move.
was
Nice.
very fast. Two parcels in there, just take advantage of the move. And let's see where this goes. Tesla delivers again. What a nice, nice move there. See if we get
Nice.
448.50. Okay. Oh yes, we gotta take parcels here. Wow, friends. That happened fast. Did not expect that. That was very, very fast. That drop came in.
Yep.
And that's the scary part because it can also
Yeah.
do that the other way, right? So you gotta be
Oh yeah.
ready to stop out on these things, right? So three
Yep.
parcels in. I don't expect this to last too long, so we got a lot off already. Leaving we got a little more, about half left of the original. Yeah, I took a lot off, I
I
know, but
think.
still. Um, what is Atlas telling us?
Yeah,
Oh,
Atlas on
it
Tesla.
looks bearish, man. It looks.
Yes, a
I
lot of
read this
orders to the
bearish, right?
downside.
Oh
447.
wow,
447's got a big order set, so watch that.
my goodness. I don't usually do the Andrew, but today I'm gonna do the Andrew. You guys ready? Ready for the Andrew? When Andrew does this, it's a good day. So I'm gonna do the Andrew today. Normally it doesn't happen, but today's one of those days where we could do that.
What are you doing? So I
Wow.
missed it.
Oh, you missed it? The hands up. And
Oh,
when
there
you
you
see
go.
when I see
Okay,
Andrew
yeah,
do
there you
this,
go.
I know
Oh yeah,
it's a
yeah,
I know. I don't even
yeah.
gotta hear the chat. I just gotta
That's
look for
right.
the signals.
Yeah,
The Andrew indicator,
yep,
baby. Oh yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Um, all right. Wow. Atlas friends brought to you by
Ah,
trainterminal.com. You could get this so many
it's
tools at such a valuable price. It still looks very, very bearish. Look at all these orders down here. Like there's a big imbalance to the
yeah.
downside, right?
It
So
hasn't
let's
hit the
see.
447 orders yet, so we'll have to see what
Yeah.
it can do. But I'm really upset that I missed that entry. I was literally on the verge of hitting the button. I was trying to set up my stop, and I was too slow. So,
Yeah.
oh well.
Let's see here if we can. There it is. Let's go pick up those 447. We got a bunch of orders there. Um, we're trying. I'm hoping for a snap at least down to 446.40 if we can get through these. So I'm not gonna pull it off right away. I'm gonna try to see if we can get a snap lower on these orders. Let's see. Uh, okay, they're battling. Nice battle going on right now. They're losing the battle. Don't lose the battle. Get down there. All right, we're gonna play some defense here. I don't want to be too patient on this. You know, it's like it's that decision whether, okay, do we wait? Do we take some off here? Back to that 447 level, trying to. Thomas says, hold the line, Carlos. There it is. Now we got it. Okay, we got it. Partial here, friends. Oh,
there it is. Oh, wow.
AB.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
I'm so.
Peter, join me,
so
man.
Slow?
Join
I was
me.
so slow. Why was I so slow?
This is your
well,
trade.
I tried.
Yeah, this is your style of trading
right,
here.
You know.
Yeah.
Again, I was too slow. Missed my number. So that's the way.
Hey,
it
that
goes.
was me on AMD yesterday. AMD was one of the, and I had one of our mentees in boot camp. Man, he traded. I think Justin was it Justin. Justin, if you're listening, Justin, let me know. But he traded the heck out of that thing on AMD. Took it for a VWAP breakout, and man, so clean, so clean. All right, so 445. This is our low of our pre-market here on Tesla. So we have that marked down. Let me show you guys here on the 5 minutes. So that's our low of our pre-market. Let's see if we can break through that.
Yeah, it's all the orders are clustered at 445. So I think it's going to go get those. I don't know how long it'll stay there, but
hoping
it should. It should.
How and where do I join bootcamp? peakcapitaltrading.com. Check it out, man. It's a 13-week intense program. I'm part of it. Peter's part of it. He's the team captain. And yeah, it's intense, but you're gonna learn a ton. Let's see here if we can. Okay, I'm gonna take another part. Every time I say that, it's just like it gives me a little hope it's gonna drop lower. But yeah, I'm gonna consider taking another partial. Because this stock it has the ability to shoot up so quickly. Yeah, I might regret this, but I'm gonna take a partial here just to kind of protect ourselves in case it's gonna come back up. It won't be too stressful to get our break even if we take some more off. So there it is. The rest we can let play out and see where it goes. You're out of it, Christian. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Hey, follow your trade management plan, right? Follow your plan. My plan is this: I take as much as possible off in the green, and then we'll leave a little bit just so, in case if we do get any lower, we're in the action. And this little bit that's left, if it comes to break even and stops out, it doesn't affect me mentally, right? So it's not a problem anymore here. So see what happens. What a beautiful engulfing pattern. I gotta take a screenshot of this because I do plan to eventually do a webinar on the 1 minute engulfing. I think it's a very, very powerful strategy. It really, really is. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's really, really powerful. All right, friends, still very early. Don't let that give you any FOMO. We got tons of time left. We'll be looking for other opportunities. VWAP breakout, reversals from Peter, Tiva popping up here to 23.96. That is our high. No, that's a daily level. Wow, that's Tiva, friends. Look at that. Nice, nice, nice. No, you said Teva, right, Peter? You said it's pronounced Teva?
Teva, yeah, apparently.
Teva, okay.
That's it.
Teva.
According to their marketing, according to their market material.
Yeah. All right. Great stuff here. Great stuff. Every time I think about companies, how they pronounce their name reminds me of my company. So my company name I worked for a long time was Higher, right? It was Higher, and I'll show you how it was spelled though. Chinese company, you might know it.
Oh yeah,
they're huge when it comes to HVAC, a lot of college kids have microwaves in our refrigerators. We did. Back to school was huge for us, but it's spelled this way, right? Higher. We did a contract with the NBA,
Mm.
and in the All-Star weekend, the person that's gonna come up after we told them how to pronounce our name goes in there and pronounces it hair. Our marketing director, I mean, his face, because it's so many people watching. You got the chance to say it right, and you say hair. Oh my God!
Yeah.
If I had a camera, I would have loved to record that moment. He had a fit, man. His head was about to explode. It's not hair, it's higher. And he said hair. We were like, ooh, emotional damage. Oh man, gotta tell you. All right, look at Tesla's trying to get lower here. If I was a trader that would add, this could be a good place to add, but I'm not that type of trader yet. I do have to add that into my trading, but look at this, guys. Oh man, that would have been a great ad actually. See if we can break. It's going back to that low of the pre-market here. There's 445.25. And let's take a look at
There you
Atlas
go.
and
There's
see.
445.
Yeah,
Just hit it.
there it is.
So
Oh, we
took
we
out
got
those
the.
orders. Yeah.
I was so
Took
late
out
to that. Let's see
took
if
out
we
all
can.
those orders. Oh my God, Carlos.
I was
I
so
was right
late to
there.
it.
That's too
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, I was so late. So I
The
was
other
trying to
one,
pull up Atlas. Mm-hmm.
I was watching this morning. UPS. I know I had mentioned it for you guys. Unfortunately, they had some negative news, but this is a good example of a NYSE stock, a New York Stock Exchange stock, and why you've got to wait for the volume. Because look at what it was doing, right? If you look at a 1 minute chart on UPS, Carlos, for me, you can
Yep.
see how the first 3 minutes, right? Low volume, but look how it's going up, 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 and then the volume hit. And I said, you'll know when it
Mm-hmm.
happens. There's the volume, and look at that, immediately change direction. So that's
Yeah.
a good reason, it's just a good visual example of why when you're trading a New York Stock Exchange stock, wait for the volume because that can radically change the direction it's moving. Sometimes it might support it, but often this is the type of thing that happens, and you can get caught, right? So
Yeah. And that happens a lot as Tesla. Wow, it looks like it wants to go red. We got the previous day close coming up here, friends. I'm going to take another partial here. And awesome. Right to the
yeah.
previous day close. So let's see if it wants to go red
Darn it.
on Tesla.
Yeah, it was so close to that trade. It's those are the worst, eh? When you were right
Yeah.
there and you
Yep.
just
Yep.
didn't hit the button. I mean, in this case, it's not. I didn't hesitate. I was just too slow getting set up. So, uh, yeah, because even for you, Carlos, I mean, you who say I wait 3 minutes, that was how long did you wait? What?
Well, this is the only.
32.
No, it was before 3 minutes. So this is the only trade
Yeah,
I would take before the 3 minute mark. It's 1 minute engulfing. That's the only one
right.
that I would take. Before 3 minutes, I don't trade unless it's this strategy because it's the only one that I can trade well. The rest don't work well
Okay.
for me. Yeah, and only the engulfing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good at when it like the 1 minute ORB. Andrew's really good at these, right? He reads the price action very fast. The 1 minute ORB if he was going long, he'll get in here and he'll
Right.
crush it. I'm not good at those. I need a little more time
Yeah.
to
No.
kind of see where things are going. So
He did that on AMD today.
oh, he
AMD.
did,
He
yeah.
took when
Oh
I
yeah, I
was
see it.
looking at
Mhm.
it, thinking it was going to be short. He took it long and got the $3 $4 move.
Yeah, I see this right here.
Eventually got
Yeah,
stopped out, but it was all a very quick trade. Yeah, you can see,
yeah,
which is great. Like that's smart. He knows his strategy. He knows what he's looking for, and he just was able to jump in quick. I know a couple
yeah.
people were talking about PLTR. I know Andrew jumped in a little late and just got to break even on that one, but PLTR is a
Hmm.
good example of a 1 minute engulfing as well, where it
Oh yeah,
made it look
yeah.
like it was going to push higher and then sold off. And the
Hmm.
good short on that one if you were quick and jumping
Oh
on it.
yeah,
I
look at
didn't see
that.
it till way too late, but
Yep,
yeah.
yep. He's banking it here for the break of the low of the day as it rejected the VWAP. So let's see if that breaks down there.
Yeah, a little
Um,
riskier at this point to try and get that, but in a different trade strategy, right? Like you're playing a different setup here. So
yep, yep. All right, Nvidia to 200 soon. Let's go around the room, see what Nvidia's doing. Oh, Nvidia's doing a nice breakout from the previous day close and the VWAP. So I'm not looking to take this long, but it's a nice breakout there if it can hold. It just seems like that there's a lot of choppiness with the overall market, and Nvidia is kind of doing what the market is doing, right? So the market's going above the VWAP now, so that's not good for my Tesla. Because yeah, see, there it is. Eventually, it'll start. Another market start off a little bit choppy, but once we get later into the day, eventually these stocks start doing what the market is doing. If they don't have any big news, like a Tesla, like an Nvidia, there's no big news for them that's out right now, right? Driving them one way or the other. Andrews 12, Nvidia VWAP breakout potential. Yeah, yeah, I see that. If you like it, it looks good actually, man. 199, that looks really good. And more, and I will play it off. Not even the VWAP, I'll play it off the previous day close. You got the king of all levels down here. So that's how I would have traded if I was gonna take this trade. And your stop can be the VWAP. You can give it, 40 cents to the VWAP. This is a good trade. This is a good trade. Did you guys take that? That's a very nice trade. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Arantat Lopez. Okay, you took it. Very good. Long NVDL. Okay, same thing, right? They're trading that Nvidia move. Ah, Andrew, you took the Andrew indicator trade, so you got in on the VWAP breakout. Yeah, that's Andrew's move. He gets those good entries at the actual breakout, right? So yeah, very good. SPY's just ripping. I'm gonna take everything off here on Tesla because I think things are gonna be going the other way. So all out on Tesla, guys. Great trade here. Great move it gave us. Oh, the SPY pushing up here, Peter. I think this might be going north above the VWAP pretty soon if the SPY continues doing this. Wow.
Very well could, yeah.
Is that news related?
I don't know.
Did
Data.
Trump tweet,
we did have the.
Did Trump tweet buy? What's
I don't know. Maybe we did
search?
have the S&P Global Composite numbers came out, but they came out a little weaker than expected.
Yeah.
The PMI numbers, so that doesn't seem to be it.
Would that help rate cuts coming in December or no? Would it affect that the next?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Not that number. And
Yeah.
the rate cuts are still, or any rate decision is still quite a ways away, right? Like that's our next rate decision is not until when December 10th. So we have a full month. Yeah, a full month before that happens.
Yeah, something else is driving this bounce. Or it could be nothing. It could be just people felt like, hey, now's the time to buy. It doesn't have to be, It could be you guys saying, hey, I had enough of this selling. Let's go long. So you know what, Peter? I doing a rant. Okay.
Okay. Excellent.
Doing a rant.
Buckle up.
You know what? When this crash happened, I'm looking at the news, and the person interviewing aviation expert, retired NTBS, whatever person, and he's like, why do you think this happened? I'm like, why is there such a need to understand why the plane literally just crashed like an hour ago? There's this need to right away understand what completely happened. Can't we just wait for them to investigate everything properly? Stop putting things out there. And then you got this guy saying, oh, now we got to figure out what kind of cargo was in there. Was it explosive cargo? I'm like, really? Do we have to know the reason right now? We don't need to know the reason this moment. Let the people do their job, investigate what happened, and give us exactly what took place. But man, it's just crazy how the news outlets, they want to know immediately what's the reason for this.
Of course, they gotta.
It's just wild, man.
Speculative. It's sensationalist news. Unfortunately, it's
boils my blood, man. Boils my blood.
It's been a mainstay of news reporting in across the world, I guess, in the last while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
If you're not first, you're worst. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if you're right.
Which
like,
is a
can
shame.
we get it? It's a
But
shame, right? Can we get it right?
uh,
I mean,
no, that is
oh
unfortunately
goodness.
less important than being
Yeah,
first. So
yeah. All right, friends. Tesla near view app already. That was fast. Yeah, it's trying to break out here. Um, trying to break out at the moment. So let's take a look. POTR, I did take a look at that one. That's it's at the view app, but POTR is struggling, man. I see where Andrew keeps going short. This looks weak to me. So we'll have to just kind of see what it does here. But it's again, we need our signals, right? We need our breakout, retest, and then the push up. So careful if you want to take this view app breakout. But look at this. This is a deep pullback. Like this does not look good
yeah,
for a VWAP breakout anytime soon. Last time was here, same thing, another
no.
rejection. So we got to wait on this one, right? We love POTR,
It,
but
it,
not looking great.
well, no, because it's putting in, lower highs and higher lows. So basically,
Yeah,
it's a narrowing range, right? It's like one of those pennant patterns that I don't put a lot of stock in, but
yeah,
it just means that it's tightening. Picture it like a coiling spring, and it's going to pop. I just don't know whether it's the top or the bottom of the spring that's going to pop out of the housing first, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. Absolutely. What do we have here? Oh, Andrew back in long for the break here on AMD. Nice,
yeah,
nice, nice.
AMD got a good
Yeah,
good strong move here to
yeah.
get green, and
Here it is, friends. You got the entry. Couple of things happen. Breaking the level, you got your 5 minute range here too. It's a lot happening there, but Marshall, and then he's got his order out 251 to get filled above the previous day close, right? So trying to go green on AMD there. Um Pins, what did pins do? We didn't see, this is the mess that me and Peter were talking about earlier, right? On Pinterest. It's just look how bad it
mhm.
is, right? So it doesn't trade very well. Um yeah, so volume is dying down as well. So yeah, I'll leave it alone here. NVO coming up to the VWAP. Yeah, that could be interesting, him. NVO coming up to the VWAP. If we can get the volume, that could be a nice one too. Look at the Tesla rejection at the VWAP. Important to wait for the actual breakout. AMD. Andrew knows how to pick
AMD,
them,
yeah,
man.
getting a
Like we
move
say,
higher.
Andrew knows how to pick them. Look at this, baby. 252.
Yep.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Apple at the VWAP. Let's take a look here. Apple.
Apple. Oh
We
yeah.
haven't looked at Apple in some
Mm.
time. Yeah, yeah. Here it is, pulling back now. You
I don't
guys know what
trust.
I'm gonna
I
say,
don't
right? You guys
trust
know how
Apple.
that, and also I don't like this. This is kind of like, there's a couple of ways to win a race, right? You could win a race, you run through the line, you kind of got your hands up, like yeah, you run through the banner. Or there's the way where you win and you just kind of collapse and you just kind of fall over the line and you still you win, right? This seems to me like the one you kind of collapse, through the line. It's gonna break, but it's not pretty. It's very, very ugly, So I don't like it because of this limping in type breakout. Opposed to, who do we have here that was beautiful? AMD, no, Tesla. Trying to find one that was very nice and clean. We actually don't have one right now. I'm looking through everything. Nvidia.
Huh?
Nvidia. Look at Nvidia, how, and you got a little support here, but look how nice this breakout is to pull back. So it's just much cleaner, for me personally, than that this one was one we're looking at. Uh, it's a Tesla pins, is right. So it's just my opinion. Again, you don't have it. It still can break out, still can do very well. Apple, I believe, yeah, Apple. But I just don't like this consolidation and then the breakout and support. To me, it's not as clean, right? So that's just my take on it. INTC, INTC quietly has been moving quite a bit. Up 2%, 12 million shares traded right now. So, but again, I have no trade up here at this point. No trade for me here. MU was moving all morning and has continued as well. Look at that. That is very, very nice.
Mm.
Very nice.
Rivian, I've been looking at Rivian here. It's made of, I mean, it's, you got to keep in mind it's a relatively more modest move, but it's good, strong movement here after the open. A little
Yeah.
surprised at that, but
Trying to make some investors happy. I know a lot of people. There's one person in chat here that's invested in Rivian long term. Well, I know someone personally that's also invested in Rivian long term. So a lot of people that like this company long term. They feel, I guess, that the EV.
I,
Uh,
I mean, once I got used to it, I like the look of their vehicles, their
yeah.
little signature SUV. I know that they're very much favored by, I mentioned this before, but they seem to be very much favored by Hollywood because every
Yes.
time they need a
Yeah.
futuristic vehicle in Hollywood, it's always seems to be a Rivian truck, especially for the
Yeah.
bad guys. The Get a black one. It's all the bad guys drive.
Yeah.
So.
It's not I like it. It's a good looking car. I've seen it in the roads a couple of times. It looks very nice. These
Yeah.
nice colors.
See,
That's a nice
I
screen.
have to admit, I like this. You know, you were talking yesterday how you didn't like square. I like that type of square because I had a Honda Pilot that was sort of that same rough shape,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I have to admit I like it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not the
this is
square of a Jeep, which is different.
well,
I don't
yeah.
know.
This is a different square. Like for example, the Range Rover square. That's a good square. But there's some squares are just not built the same, Peter. Like the Range Rover Square
Yeah.
Jeep, that looks nice.
The
But
Nissan Cube. My apologies to anybody that has a Nissan Cube. I drove
that
one of
is,
those once.
oh, so
Surprisingly roomy inside, but I
yeah.
felt like an idiot driving that thing
It's
around.
it's
It
the
was,
ugliest. I know
oh my
but it's
God,
the
it was
ugliest thing in the
horrible.
world.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Look here, friends. Hopefully you took
Yeah.
this Apple nice, beautiful breakout, guys, above the view app. Again, not my trade, but if you took it here, you're getting a very nice move there. So yeah, it's another one that's like a box on wheels. Right, the G Wagon 550 and
It's fu- it
yeah,
it's funny how we all have opinions. Well, if you're a car person, you have opinions on this. So the Honda Element, that was another one that was very square. Not that bad, but not it didn't there's something about it that didn't scream cool.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
you
yeah,
you're
there's a lot of square like cars out there that you look at it, you're like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, don't get me wrong. If I'm taking this thing out on the road here, I'm going through some terrain like this. This is nice. There's some cars are just meant for a certain
Ugh.
thing. They're not meant to drive down the road to go to the
Uh,
mall. They're just not meant for that.
yeah, I don't know
Like
about that one. That Lexus,
it's
it's a
just
little too much.
it's a boxy
That f-
outdoor
that feels
selective.
like
Yeah,
a poser car. Yeah, it looks like the Mercedes, like they're trying to be the Mercedes G wagon.
G wagon. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's yeah, it's a little too much.
All right, here we go. Took two nice trades on AMD and Hood, my friends. Earnings tonight. Peter,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah, I wasn't
Jared, and
looking at
Brian
Hood.
going live today.
What's
So
Hood up to? Let's take a look at that. Oh, yeah, good move on Hood there.
yeah. See, I like
I'm
this
s-
breakout. This was a nice one. Come up with the
I'm
momentum, the
still
pullback. That's nice.
I'm still waiting for my first trade. I still haven't wrapped my head around the momentum trades after the open. Like AMD, yeah, I was looking at that. That's sort of that
Yeah,
momentum up through to get green up through the previous day close. Good trade. Like
yeah,
that resonates with me. I
yeah,
still don't haven't quite defined my strategy on that, but it had market support. It was a good move. So,
yeah,
anyways, I'll get there one of these days.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people like the square cars. Yeah, square cars are going to give you a lot of headroom, a lot of space. I mean, I have a couple of Ford Explorers, and they're not boxy, but they give you a lot of space. It's a lot of space.
The
Um,
Somebody just mentioned the Broncos. I have to admit, I sort of like the Bronco. It's not
it
bad, but it's
is.
funny, Because like the uh, the new Broncos are okay, but remember the Toyota CJ they came out with? I didn't like that. They look very similar.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Yep.
Anyways, how do we talk about cars again? We always get talking about cars.
Rivian. You get us talking Rivian and
Oh
EV,
yeah,
and
Rivian.
that's what
Oh, that's right.
happens. Yeah.
That's why. That's what happened. Yeah.
Not sure who we got to blame for that. Someone in the crowd there. But did Andrew get back on POTR? I hope he did. Yes, he did. I knew it. Good. Because this is the move he was looking for, and you're getting it now. POTR looks so weak, and look at that. Andrew's in um, for a short here. And this is what one of the big lessons I learned from Andrew when I was starting to trade is do not be afraid to stop out and get back in. Right, this was a big problem for me. Big problem. I would get into a trade, and I was so focused on, hey, this is gonna be a short. I will hold through some of these pullbacks, and yeah, it would have worked out, and sometimes it did, but sometimes it didn't, and it'll push me up here, and I'll be at a big loss. Right, get in, doesn't work, get back out. Get in, doesn't work, get back out, and wait for yourself to come up again. And he did that with POTR, and look at that, it's paying off. So commissions are cheap. Do not be afraid to lose in a trade and just get back in. That's so important, friends. So one of the big things I learned from the man there is that one. Melanie, because you're a bunch of men. Melanie, what card do you like, Melanie?
Yeah.
What what wheels are your type? Melanie's a good friend of ours here on YouTube. I met Melanie 2 years ago in Vancouver when we had our meetup. It's a lot
She's
of
gonna
fun.
say she doesn't care.
So let's see here. I'm with Thor Hummer. The Hummer is a thing. I know Thor likes Hummers.
Wow.
I'm a Jeep. So we got a couple of Jeep girls in here. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Naked. ELTR go. Peter, you're not in anything yet? This is it's an awesome
Nope.
market, man. Oh man. Wow, look at Tesla. The Bears are taking over, friends. The Bears are taking over. I'm trying to see what's next to the vehicle
Yeah,
that maybe we can
look at the
take
drop.
here.
That's
Yeah, but I don't see
things were
nothing.
moving higher, and then we got a sudden about face on this stuff, eh? What are you
Yeah,
talking about me?
yeah,
Brian
yeah.
talking about me in the chat room.
Wow, look at Tesla go. Oh
Yeah, it
man.
looks like you jumped out too early, Carlos. Who knew?
Yeah. Who
Who
knew?
knew?
Who knew? We were getting ready to trade this long for the VR breakout. Look at this. Never gave us our signal, but we were ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
And just look at the rejection here. And this is very difficult trading because again, it's just I think the market is driving a lot of this. So you just don't know what to expect here. So let's see what takes place here. Jeep, yeah, you gotta like the Jeep. The Jeeps are I rolled in them. You gotta like that type of car. I don't dislike it, but I'm not running errands every day on that thing. We doing a road trip and we hanging out, at a campsite and doing some stuff. Oh yeah, we're rolling in that. So not the Compass. Yeah, the Compass is like I wanted a Jeep, but I'm not committed. Can't do that, man. Either you in or you out.
That's funny.
uh, good
I
stuff.
wasn't ready to commit.
Morning Views. What's your name, Morning Views? Actually, your picture looks familiar, but I don't know. Is your what the name was? Mm, Eric. Okay. Now I remember. Yeah, 'cause I remember some of the names based on what you guys had before. Cool stuff, man. Thank you for being part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friends. A lot of you guys, Jeet as well, Arantaz, HMOM4SY, Galaxy 132535. Thank you guys. Really
Oh my
appreciate the
God.
support. Ben Paris
Really
8263, Jillian Flo. Thank you guys for all the support. Really
feels like you're
appreciate it.
talking in code here.
I feel like I'm talking to a bunch of robots and bots. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, these are our peoples with their new username. So, friends, 10:30. We're gonna have a guest on here with Andrew. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So please do not leave. Usually our likes on our view starts, dwindling down because people start going about their business, about their day.
Oh,
But we're gonna have a guest 10:30 today. So definitely stick around for
okay.
that. And he's gonna be interviewing them here, and should be a lot of fun. So keep the stream going. Hit that thumbs up, and also let us know. Email me or John if there's someone you would like us to interview here that you're interested in, that you want Andrew to interview. We have a list of people, but maybe you might come up with something that we haven't thought about. So email John and me, carlos@bearwithtraders.com, john@bearwithtraders.com, and give us someone you would like us to reach out to and bring on. Norm, yeah, Norm comes into the chat once in a while. We can invite Norm when the BYND does earnings again. We'll bring Norm on a BYND day. That should be fun. Beyond the meat. Nvidia, nice HOD break. Things are bouncing back here. Tesla going back below and above the previous day close. Carlos Andrews saying one of the top funded traders blew up their account. It's a shame, man. We're rooting for him. We're rooting for him. We're looking at his equity curve like, yeah, let's go. And then, boom. It's so common, friends, that this happens.
Yeah,
it's so common,
unfortunately.
man. So we see it all the time where people are doing well, and then it all comes down to not accepting that loss. That's it.
Yep.
Not accepting that's it's so simple as that. Like just not accepting a loss of $250. Just stop. That's what really happens. It has happened to me many, many times.
Yep.
Like, man, I'm doing so well. I don't want to take a loss of 500. I keep trading, trying to make it green. I go down 350. I go up to only down 350, and I keep trading, trying to make myself green. And boom, I'm down $1,500 just for not stopping. And if you keep going, disastrous, right? And not only do you waste your buying power, you also waste your mental capacity. It takes a big, big hit. It's like going wine tasting, Peter. When you go wine tasting, you buy wine bottles at the first two places you go to. After that, you don't buy no more wine bottles because what you're tasting is just alcohol. You're not really don't only feel like that wine bottle anymore. You're half drunk in the bag by this point, right? So you buy at the first two places you stop. When the limousine pulls over, the bus pulls up to the first two places, you buy there. Don't buy anymore after that because you're going to get home, you're going to taste it like, what the hell is this? Right? You thought it was good because you was feeling very nice, right? Same thing with trading. You got to learn how to stop. Just stop, right? And that's very, very important. Know the limits.
I've never heard it equated to wine tasting before. I like it.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. Good analogy.
Yes. Much better to use funded account, but they put so many rules. It's not easier either. Yeah, there's when I was looking through it, it's not that many rules. It might seem like it, but it's not that many rules. So I think it's very realistic. It's very realistic, right? And unfortunately, you got the bad actors that try to, try to get around the actual system to try to make a payday, but you can't reset 90 plus times. I mean, that's wild. Come on, guys. Right? That is wild. But yeah, I think it's doable. Again, I don't think the problems are the rules. I think the problems is when people are doing well and they just don't accept the loss. I think that's what we see more often than not,
Looking at Rivian here, it hit a high, made a pullback. I'm not sure if I could trust this for an actual my mountain pass type setup. I don't know. I've never watched Rivian enough to know if it's going to, because this would be an opportunity here for a stop. Uh, I'm not sure. I don't. Anyways, I won't trade it. I'll just keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens.
Oh, I never seen a losing sim trader. Yeah, right. I did it, man. I remember when I was 2017 trading in sim. I would take a trade. I'll get called for an unexpected meeting because I was still working at work. And I come back, and
Mm.
Andrew was still in Vancouver Traders at that time, and he was talking like, "Oh, look, I'm positive now, but I went down like $2,000, but now I'm making 500." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm a trader." You don't do that in real life. you, don't, you don't do that in real life, right? It just
Yeah.
doesn't work that way. So the real skin
Yeah.
is on the line is different. Much
Yeah.
different. You guys done it too, I bet. But some of you guys done that as well. Like, let's see what happens. You're down $5,000 and come back up 10
Yeah.
grand. Like,
I
okay,
used to do that in a sim account where you'd get down and I keep adding to the trade till you get to the point where, because in a sim account basically
yeah,
the old sim accounts you used to have unlimited size basically. There was no size limits on your account.
yeah, yeah,
So, I would add to the point where it only needed to go up by a penny and suddenly I was making $10,000 because I just had such a ridiculous amount of shares. Like, I'd have like
yeah,
20,000 shares of something, right? So, it would pop up like 2 cents. I take half off and I say, look, I'm brilliant. It's all you had to do is average down till you could make it. But then you realize 20,000 shares of,
mm-hmm.
for argument's sake, let's say AMD, that was like a $5 million position. Well, that's not
Yeah,
realistic.
yeah. It's not gonna
Like,
happen.
yeah.
Oh, Peter, quick story, man. You remember these two gentlemen, Robert and William? You remember them? Going
Oh,
back
yeah, yeah.
now. Oh yeah, great
Yeah.
friends of ours. So one time me and them, we were trading live together. Just small groups, kind of holding each other accountable. And I said, you know what? I told one of the other ones, let's play a prank on this kid, the other kid, William. And I went on the sim account and I started taking positions, showing my P&L, and I was down like $5,000, and I was acting like it was real. And I just kept adding on. And you could see him stressing on the other side because we had a video call. He's like, "No, man, I think you should think about what you're doing here." I'm like, "No, no, it's gonna go down." And I had another 5,000 shares, and it was the
Oh,
funniest thing to see his reaction, man. He was feeling for me. And I told him, "Nah, man, it's the sim account." He started like, "Dude, you gave me a heart attack. Like, I didn't want to stop you or like force you to say something, but I was dying." So if you have a
that's
friend,
cruel.
if
That's
you want to
mean,
do
man.
that, it's a great prank to pull on someone. Just switch to the sim account, have them come over, like, "Oh, you're here, great, man. Let's take a trade. Do you think it's a good one?" Let them say yes, and
That's
then just like explode the P&L, and that should be a good conversational piece for your next whiskey venture. So definitely do that, friends. Um, all right, CFC. Oh, you've been here for a long time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, CFC, good friend of ours. We're here, probably one of our first YouTube members here, man. Thank you for all the support. Appreciate you.
Oh man, that's such a mean. I think
It
that's
was
a
fun.
mean
It was fun. I
mean
should
trick.
see these are things that I wish I would have recorded. It's just you're just in the moment. You're not thinking about it. You're just not thinking about it. All right, guys, let's go to
Mm.
you. Let's see what you guys been doing. Rivian, anybody take that? Rivian just taking off here, and doing some stuff, man. Up 14, up 12%, hitting 1408. So hopefully, you guys took that one. Anybody trade that thing there? That's looking very good. So Guselio Paulo 443. Yeah, I see it here. We've been talking about it. Peter's brought it up a couple of times as it continues to break new highs here. I mean, it is just on fire. So um, it would have been a tough entry early on, but it continues to break new highs here. So that's doing pretty good. Tesla
Well,
reversing.
look at Rivian. I'm sort of happy. Look, I was watching
Yeah,
this for my strategy, and I said,
yeah,
if it breaks the high, then I'm out. And look what it did. It popped higher. Easy decision. No trade for me.
yeah,
Right? Was able to stay out. So that's pretty awesome.
yeah. You're looking for a short on this, short signal, right? To go back to VWAP type play, or Peter?
Yeah.
You're looking for a
Correct.
short? Okay. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Uh, Peter, people are asking you to look at Google. might be setting up for you here.
Google. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
Google moving up here earlier, and good move off of VWAP. A little unexpected. I mean, I don't know what prompted that, but it made a good strong move. Right now, like I don't know what it's doing up here. Um,
yeah,
so I don't have a trade on it, but it's at least it had some directional movement.
yeah,
The market, yeah. Yeah, I still don't have a trade yet today, but again, that's okay. And as I told you guys, I was maybe a little overly cautious. I mean, I was just slow on the Tesla trade. I got that. But like I said, I also know that this is a weird time of year for me with all the birthdays clustered and on this
yeah,
day, November 5th. It's always
yeah.
Christmas Eve
Birthday
type day
tomorrow,
for me.
right?
Got
What
to
any
manage your emotions.
celebrations? Right? You got your birthday
No,
tomorrow. Anything happening or?
yeah. Nothing big. No, not I don't know. I got nothing planned. Hopefully my daughter will come over, the one that's in town. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to that. Usually calls from the other kids that are out of town. That's really all I look
nice.
forward to. I don't it's not like I need anything. I'm not looking for any gifts or anything. I got everything I need. I mean, if there was a new Porsche in the driveway, I that would be awesome, but
Nice try.
I
Your wife is not
I did
listening.
go yeah, I did go price it out yesterday, by the way.
Yeah,
And it definitely the price of used cars are still incredible,
yeah.
just incredible. Like I was looking at, I said, because I like a standard, right? So I want to get a manual. I'm like, well, maybe they've got some manuals that I could look at. And so I went to the local Porsche dealer's website and I'm looking for a manual vehicle, right?
Hmm.
And let me show you, Carlos. This is nuts. So looking at 918s. Here we go. I'll put it on the screen here. I trust you guys can see this. This is my local dealer. So for $450,000. Uh,
And that's used.
that's it. Well, look at the 1996,
That's
150 grand.
nice. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's that's a classic.
That's
But look at
nice.
this one. 2024, 4,000 kilometers on it. So what is that, like 2,500 miles,
Yeah, it's
3,000 miles,
nothing. Yeah,
520,000? Are you kidding me? What the? Anyways,
yeah,
that's that's insanity. Even like the entry. This is an entry, like a Carrera. It's just a soft top. It's 160 grand. So I don't feel so bad anymore having paid 30 grand this year to fix my old one. It's
yeah. It's expensive.
I
It's
know, not kidding.
expensive. Um,
Yeah. Yikes.
let's
No,
see
no, I'm not
here.
buying one. It's I know some of these are the GT3, but the GT3 didn't, I mean that's more than it didn't sell for $500,000 new. Anyways,
It's just more
it's
expensive, man. It's
it's hey, first world problems. It's really, I mean, there's people that
yeah.
can't put food on the table, right? So um it's just fun. It's just fun to look at. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I have a great picture. A member emailed me yesterday. Let me show you this. He is where he's located. I think he's in Hong Kong. A good buddy, Andre Chin. And look at what he sent me here. This is nice.
Mm. What did you
This
send
is a
you?
collection of books. I like the two at the top there. Those are I couldn't read what
Oh,
this is, but then I see Andrew Aziz on here under
advanced.
C's. Yeah, so
Oh,
he's got a
written in
collection.
like Mandarin or something.
Yeah, look at
Advanced
that.
techniques in day trading, how to day trade for a living. Wow. So he's got the books in English and in whatever they're written
Yeah,
in.
yeah. I'm not sure what this is. Not sure if
Wow.
it's in chat, but
Cool. That's
nice,
very
man.
cool.
Love that. Love that. And he won yesterday. He was
Yeah.
one of the winners of the audiobook. He won the one of the
Okay.
books, a new book,
Nice.
Andrew's new book. So he was very happy about that. So yeah, thank you for the support, man. But I love that picture. Loved it with the, especially with again with these two books up here. That is really nice, really nice. So
Yeah. I don't have, it's funny because I'd love to show those. I don't have many of those books in like hard copy. I've got,
Yeah.
I think I got Brian's book here. Let's see. What have I got? Brian? Yeah. It's only Brian. I've got Profiting as an Active Day Trader. I've got that one.
Yeah. Yep.
But all the rest I have Kindle versions. So I don't I don't tend to buy them like in hard copy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I got this one at one of our conferences. Should have got Brian to sign it. Could have been a collector's item.
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't get
true.
him. I didn't get him to sign it or anything. That's
Yeah.
oversight on my part. Oh well, one of these days.
I'm sure you'll be running
Uh,
into him sometime soon. You know,
but I have to have the book with me. So
that's the thing. Yeah, you got to
I,
carry it
I,
with
I
you.
don't
Yeah.
I don't I
Yeah.
don't carry it around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. I'm still looking for a trade. Still keeping my eye on the market. I haven't found anything yet that meets my criteria, so that's okay. Again, I'm not forcing anything. Happy to wait.
Wow. Tesla.
I know
Oh
Tesla's.
man, oh man! If I would have just said, you know, what, I'm just gonna leave it to my break even, um, I could have still been in this. But
The second
what a
time it
great move!
tested the underside of VWAP would have been an excellent ad if you'd stayed in
Yeah.
it, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's a very clear rejection there. You know where to put your stop at. That would have been a great ad for this trade. So at least get back to the previous day close. Like, you don't expect to get 440.95 where it is now, but you expect to at least get back to the previous day close. Would have been a great target. And then you stick around, see what happens. And the patience
yeah.
would have paid off here. Carlos' book, How to Vacation Properly in DR. That's a great book. You should definitely do that. uh, and maybe get good trading connection to DAS, right? So
I
yeah,
see Homer, you're mentioning AMD. AMD, the problem is it's just above yesterday's close, and this is to me this is it's an area of uncertainty. I don't have a clear signal on it. I like things that have moved very strongly in one direction or another, and then I can take the reversal. I'm not seeing
yeah,
that on AMD, so it's not a reversal candidate for me.
yeah.
Um,
So a question earlier asking us, what's our average trades per day? I average like 2.1 trades per day, like two trades. Is my average over time. But like today, I
yeah,
only have one. And again, I don't trade a lot. I don't trade a lot. I used to trade a bunch, but
yeah.
yeah, not
My
anymore.
average is around 3.5 to 3.8.
Okay.
However, it's heavily skewed because some days I'll have one or two trades.
Yep.
Other days I'll have eight. Right? It
Mm-hmm.
can there's not many days where I get like four trades or four, three, four or five trades. Usually it seems to be two or eight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends. Depends what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Peter, what is your trading cutoff time? Or do you trade all day? What? Yeah, Peter trades all day.
Uh Yeah, I trade all day, but I've got different strategies at different points in the day. Like my core day strategy, I won't trade that normally after about 3:15, 3:20 p.m. But then I have a trade strategy that happens at 3:50 p.m. So because I know that there's just not enough time left for my other strategy to set up. My opening trade has a cutoff that I don't trade that after like 10 minutes after the open, right? My Rising Devil Fallen Angel, because then that strategy doesn't work anymore. It's specifically designed for the opening bell. So yeah, it's tough to answer. Like, but overall, I trade all day. And then the average hold time, I saw somebody ask again, guys, keep in mind these are all the danger with averages. I always like to use the analogy if you put my hand in one hand in dry ice and one hand in the fire, and on average I'm okay, but I'm not okay. So be careful with averages because, my average hold time probably is something like 50, 15 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what
Mm.
it would be. I'd have to look it up. It could be 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but there's some trades that I hold for, 5 seconds, and some trades that'll hold for 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've got an alarm going off in my head here. So
Mm. Question here on Apple. Someone's asking me why is the VWAP different than the montage? I don't know. That's a good question. Like if I look at Apple, the line is sitting at 247.88, and the the montage is at 247.40. So yeah, it's about 40 cents off. I'm not sure, but I checked every other one. It's right spot on. Like if you look at SMCI, 44.28 is right on there. Every other one I checked besides Apple is on target. So why is Apple different? I'm not sure. It could be some data not updating properly. We've seen that before. So it could just be something like that that's affecting Apple. So right now it's sitting at 268.34, and Apple is at 268.94. Yes, it's just a couple of cents off. Not sure why that is the case. Excellent, friends. All right, we have a guest coming up pretty soon here. Hit that thumbs up, friends. Stick around so you can hear Andrew do his interview, some questions, and and have some fun here. Let me check how many likes do we have today. How are we doing? Nice. We have almost 900 people watching. 476 likes. That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, likes are getting better and better, so that's good. It's good. All right, let's see here.
Andrew calling himself the option master because he's made like 3 options trades, and he's like, I am an option master now.
$600 trading on 3 option trades.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Oh, he made $10, Carlos. He made $10.
$10.
$10. He is the option master.
Oh boy, oh boy. I love it.
You gotta love his confidence.
Yeah, hey man, listen. Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Stick around for the options community that Andrew's gonna create next after making his $10.
That's right. That's right.
Oh man.
That is very funny. He was just kidding, of course.
No, yeah, of course. Kidding. Options are tough. Options are tough. The risk management, got to be very careful. You got to know what you're doing there. So. Okay. So we're going to set up a couple of things here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
What's up? What happened?
We got just IPOs opening now.
Mm.
Got another one that's XZO. How about that for a ticker?
Mm. Good. What do I think about POTR? Let me take a look here. POTR. Oh, yeah. POTR, friends. I like this push up to the VWAP here. So now let's see if we can get the pullback, and if you get the confirmation here, that could be a good signal for a long towards. What do we have? Our next target 186.36. 186.36 could be the first initial target. Stop at 184.50ish. Maybe a little. Gotta give it a little bit of room. That gives you at least 1 to 1.5. Not great. Almost 1 to 2. But again, gotta wait for the signal here. It's gotta move higher. And give you an entry. This right here could be a false VWAP breakout and then just slam down. So it's gotta hold the VWAP here. Let's see if we can do that. You got short PLTR. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that could work too. Again, you gotta have your plan, right? If you're short here for the breakdown of the VWAP, have your plan. Know where your profit target is and know where your stop loss needs to be. So, yeah, Sonny, I'm rooting for you, man. If you're in it, I wouldn't take it short because I don't have a strategy. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't have that strategy, right? So it's all about follow your strategy. Like right now, you could be right until we get our signal here to go long. So, this is why waiting for that confirmation is key. I wanted to do something. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do. All right. Mm-mm-mm. All right, perfect.
Something's like beeping in my computer, and I don't know what the heck it is.
Mm. Your paper tracer is not the same as live. It, uh, mm, as far as the stress of it, yeah, it's not the same. But you can learn a lot from the sim, right? Obviously, um, so it's not the same, but it's pretty close. Pretty close. Miguel, oh Miguel, we know you. Welcome, my friend, to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. Appreciate you joining. All right. PLTR is giving you the signal here. PLTR is looking good. This will be a very late trade if I do get into this one. But I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Let's get into long PLTR for the VWAP breakout.
Oh, look at this. Okay.
Let's see where it goes here. I like the setup. It's a slow mover, though. It's going to take some time to get going here.
Yeah.
So not the same as it is before 10:30 or 10 o'clock time frame, but let's see. I don't expect a big move. 186.39 could be a nice area. And then you got a lot of room here to up to like the high of the day if it really wants to go. But let's see. Let's see if we can get 86.50. We could take a partial there. Oh wow, we're moving. We're rocking. Okay, let's see if it's gonna get the momentum. Might take a bit here. You're in Chicago. We got a lot of people in Chicago. Nice.
Carlos, so we got our guest joining us here. Andrew,
Yeah, our guest is they're coming in.
John. Yeah,
All
they're
right,
jumping in right now. So I know you're in a trade, so
yeah.
get your
Let
stop
me
there.
let me get them here.
Good morning, John. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Andrew.
Morning, Andrew.
You're an option master now.
I did one SPX calls and I made $10. Anyone tea, coffee,
Wow.
lunch on me.
Wow.
So yeah, so that is the SPX call. I did one trade on it.
I love it.
So I'm also sharing my screen if Carlos can share the screen as well. It was a tough day for me. Honestly, it was really tough. We didn't get a nice breakout on AMD. Eventually worked out. And PLTR, I did a couple of shorts on it. Eventually, the one that worked, I covered too early. And again, SPX calls one call made $10. I'm trying to, get a hold of this SPX, so I don't want to go with 100 contracts, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have. But if I want to quickly go through our trades that we did with Brian today, AMD was the one that eventually worked out. I had the earning obviously last night, so it was in play. Open very interesting, so popped up. Obviously, the open was ready for giving us a really nice 1 minute pre-image breakout. It did come and really popped up. I went long. I really wanted to get the previous day close a red to green, partial some, and then it dropped and I got a stopped out. So I gave some of the profit back, and it actually turned out to be a red trade for me. And then it came back up. Atlas was very bullish, and I said, okay, I'm going to go back up long, added more, really wanted the previous day close, came down, I got stopped out. This turned out to be my second trade. So this is my first trade. This is my second trade. Now I'm already negative on AMD. And then it came back up, and I said, okay, this is the last time. Really, volume came in, volume picked up. Very bullish candlestick here. I really like the candlestick. Added more. Atlas, again, you don't see the Atlas, but I have the market Atlas here. Atlas started showing really bullish pattern, and then I said, okay, this is the time. So I went long a little bit bigger size, and then boom, red to green partial with the help of Atlas. I put the orders. I added more because I saw the big Atlas at 252. I got filled here, and then suddenly some weird thing happened here. I didn't get filled. I had orders up here as well. I partial a little bit more, but I was still in there. So it came back up, and I think that was the last thing until I got out completely out of here. So eventually made the losses back plus some change. PLTR was the other one that, at the open really started selling off significantly. So I went short. It was down like 3-4%. I got stopped out, rejected the VWAP, short again, got stopped out. And then one last time short, made some of the losses back, but I got out because I really was in errors. I really wanted to be green for the day. So I covered everything here, but after I covered, actually did another dip. So that was unfortunate. I think Brian had a couple of really good trades. Who's this guy? Hello? Sorry, just go on. Holy moly, that was just a random homeless guy came to my office. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Like there was one random homeless guy came to the office. Jesus. So you would have witnessed me getting killed. All right, sorry. Oh man, there was a random guy came into the office. No, but maybe it's not a bad idea to lock the door. All right, so that's it. So Brian, what did you trade? I can't hear you, Brian. Oh, sorry. We lost everybody.
No, we're here. Brian, what's up? You got some mute, maybe?
Yeah, let me look at that.
Brian was a good man.
All right, guys. So I don't know. I can't hear Brian. But John, how are you doing?
Good, Andrew. How you doing? Am I coming through?
I am. Yeah, you are coming through. So that was the situation that I had the trading. So today we had actually John. So Carlos, if you want to put John on the thing, because I don't know what happened with Brian. John has been trading with us for, I think he joined us before pandemic, yes?
I joined Bearable Traders in 2019, summer 2019, and I joined as a team member in 2020, about a year later.
About it later. Well, I know that you come with a background of, you were in the army, and I think you were an engineer, Army Corps. And what I noticed about you very fast while watching you in the chat room, that you have developed one strategy, and you're really good at sticking that works for you, and that's the break of high of the day, and that's one of the strategies that you've been trading very consistently. We had one chapter in my book when I updated that about you and your strategy and what you learned. Tell us about your journey as a trader, what you learned, and what is your strategy?
Yeah, okay. Well, like I said, I joined, I started day trading full time in the summer of 2019. I retired from the army and I told my wife I'd like to give this a shot as something to do. And she very graciously said, okay. So, we set aside some money to sort of pay myself, out of savings for like 3 months. And, I told her what everything was going to cost, the computer and the DOS subscription and all that. And we kind of budgeted it out and got going. And it started out very, very poorly, like very bad. I joined your chat room. I tried to trade what you were trading. I tried to watch you, like Andrew's in here. I will get in as close as I can to Andrew's entry, and I'll try to get out as close as I can to where Andrew gets out. It doesn't work. There's just discrepancies in your account size and my account size that make that not really make any sense. We're not looking for the same kind of moves necessarily. Plus, there's a lag in trying to do that over the internet, and the whole thing was just nonsense. And I just kept mashing keys and losing money and like really big swings for my account size. I gave myself a lot of money to start out. I funded an account with like $35,000. So I gave myself a bit of a buffer over, the old PDT rule and all that. And I was going through wild 2000, well, probably like $5,000 to $1,000 swings in a day. And then one day I lost my mind on Snap. And I just kept trading it, Andrew, with like beyond revenge trading. I was so angry and I just kept buying and selling and buying and selling. My P&L was up and down and up and down. I kept getting close to like recovering the loss for the day. And every time I got real close, I'd lose it again and worse. And I went on tilt big time. And so this is after coming out of Sim. I did do 3 months of Sim, so I tried that, but then I thought I was a genius at the end of that, so I just went into live trading. So I called Interactive Brokers and I had them lock my account for a $60 loss every day. So what I did was I started trading $20 max loss per trade, and my account would be like fully locked out at a $60 loss. Like I had to ask, was it DOS? No, I had to ask DOS. I asked DOS to do this. So for 30 days, they fully locked out my account. And at the end of 30 days, I was at least not losing as much money because I could only lose $60 a day, but I was still consistently losing money. And despite the fact that I was consistently losing money, I then like unlocked my account and then started to lose more money faster. And then I kind of went back to like being a little more self-disciplined. But the point was, for 6 months, Andrew, I lost money so consistently, it was unbelievable. Like, and I see it now in our funded accounts sometimes. You'll pull up a funded account, and you'll see an equity curve for a trader that's using one of our accounts, and they're just going down, 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 down every day. And you think it's almost impossible because the market should be like this random process. And you think, well, you'll get your winners and you'll get your losers. Like it's like a roulette wheel, but it's not like a roulette wheel because there's this thing that's not in a roulette wheel called psychology, right? That doesn't factor into spinning a roulette wheel. And when you put in that human element, you can create these conditions where you just lose every day. Like like you get up, you want to get up more in your profit and you give it all back. You get down more. It's just this self-licking ice cream cone of destruction. And so after 6 months, I was like, what? I suck at this and I'm going to have to get a real job. And I'm like, what can I change? And I really thought about what was going wrong. And I was like, I'm just jumping all over the place. I don't have a strategy. I really don't. Like if someone said they liked a reversal, then I took a reversal. If somebody said something looked long, I took it long or short, whatever. Like I was grasping at any idea I could. And so I just kind of thought about it and I was like, what can I do here? And I don't know why I came up with this idea, Andrew. To this day, I don't have a reason for this, but I liked stocks that broke out. I thought it was cool when stocks break their highs and go higher. Just I thought that was an interesting phenomenon in the market. And I started to really focus on stocks that did that. And I just started trading stocks that broke their high of day. And the interesting thing was when I started trading one way, it's not like it was a good idea at first or that it was making money, but it stopped me losing money consistently for some reason because I was so crazy focused on looking for this one setup that I wasn't trading as much. So that was one thing. It immediately decreased my over trading by a huge factor. And then I sort of learned how to manage this one particular trade, and not particularly well, but good enough to sort of start to break even. And then it started to tick upward. And then I started to do pretty darn good. Like, after about 2 or 3 months, it was actually working. And And that was going into 2020. You remember what 2020 was like, 2020, 2021, like those were crazy bullish years. So I will admit, I did probably get the advantage of a very bullish market for a couple of years. But I've traded through bull markets and bear markets now. And just to kind of cut off the story, just I've learned that just trading one particular way, one edge, one strategy, whatever you want to call it, is probably ultimately what people should be doing. I truly believe that. And so if you join Peak Capital Boot Camp that we run and you end up in my group, you're just going to get a lot of relentless propaganda about trading one strategy from me. Like I refuse to get off that soapbox. That's the hill I'll die on, is that you just need one thing. And the better you get at it, the more you can scale it up and the better you can do. But that's where I've landed. And that the strategy I lean on is the high a day break. And that's what I made a new course for in Trading Terminal. So if anybody's a Trading Terminal member, you can go there to the academy, and it should be the first course you see now on the webpage. And so it's the biggest chunk of high day break thinking I've ever put together. It's 2.5 hours to include replays using the Trading Terminal replay, which is a crazy tool. It's awesome. It's fantastic. We talk a lot about Atlas, and we talk a lot about the real-time simulator and the funded accounts, but the replay is very, very valuable. I mean, you can go back and look at old trades and how they worked out and what you might have done different and stuff. So it's some good stuff.
Carlos, show me the screen. I want to show you the break of high of the day. You said a couple of samples to me, and it would be nice if Carlos, you can so bring it here. It would be very interesting. It's very, very, very simple pattern. Very, very simple pattern. It's so basic that sometimes you don't want to take it actually very seriously. So this is the Amazon chart, does a pullback. There's even no VWAP, no moving average. It's coming with the volume toward the high of the day. So you go long. And obviously, as you get through the risk that you had, you start partialing. You said that the partials are 50%. So you're down 75%. You're slowly getting out of 25% of your remaining. And then in this particular case, when it came back, test the previous day close, you added again your position. Obviously, when you're adding, you're bringing your break even to this point, and you're hoping to get another break of high of the day. And in this particular case, you just got out the break even. And this pattern is so simple. Some people can, it's very similar to, I think, ABCD pattern. It's this ABCD pattern somehow. If you look at switch it to 5 minutes, you probably kind of get some sort of opening range breakout, either 30 minutes or 15 minutes or 5 minutes opening range breakout. This is probably 5 minutes opening range breakout as well. So it's a strategy that has a multiple dimension in it. But how John sees that and how John recognizes this pattern, how solves this puzzle is unique to John. And he's pretty good at recognizing this pattern. This is a really nice, simple, and has been working for you. And as long as you executed the way that you set these rules, has been generating alpha for you, has been generating uncorrelated consistent return.
Yeah, the couple things you mentioned are interesting because that's exactly how I think. One, it's a simple setup, and because I'm not a smart person, Andrew, so I need simplicity in my life. So I've got to dumb it down for myself. So yeah, it's basically what I'm looking for is like a candle punch to the high a day. So there should be almost like quick parabolic exponential kind of punch or move up to the high a day. And then you're looking for building volume to back that up, because you can actually see that pattern on falling volume. Sometimes you don't want to fall for that. So in this example, actually, and I showed you basically examples from this week. So they're not all perfect. Some are better than others. There's a little uptick in volume here. It took off perfectly, but the volume never came in quite like I would have liked to have seen, but it did come in enough to get the move going. And then you mentioned, this it's a late ABCD trade, if you want to think of it that way. It's also sometimes a 5-minute ORB. What time is this trade taking? About 9:40 in the morning. Yeah. So it's like a 5-minute ORB. If you take it 5 minutes later, it's a 15-minute ORB. If you take it 35 minutes into the day, it's a 30-minute ORB. If you want to think of it that way, it's fine. I just think of them all as high a day breaks. I'm trading the high that was set after the 9:30 open. But we shouldn't get infatuated with names in trading. What a strategy is called. It's not about that. You can call a strategy Bob or Mary if you want to. It doesn't change how it kind of performs or how you manage it.
Yeah,
And
I
I
like to
do
give
keep a
the
lot of
name.
stuff off my charts too, as well. You mentioned like no moving averages, no VWAP. I like to keep my charts very clean. So I try to keep as much off as possible so it doesn't affect my decision making and taking profits and things like that.
I found when you're giving a name to a strategy, you're actually giving the, a character, and then, you can call it. If you obviously, if you cannot call that the, pattern, then probably it's not your pattern. It's some give some sort of an ownership to that.
It's
I
great for,
personally,
yeah, it's great for the trader to identify. I always tell people you should show up every morning with an identity. You should show up to your desk saying, I am John, the high day break trader. I am Andrew, the early morning momentum trader, whatever it is you want to call yourself. But you should arrive here like, I have a job to do. I was sent to be at this desk this morning to do this, and that's what I'm going to wait for. And I'm not going to be a spaz like just jumping onto any idea. And but you're right about names. They're interesting because I always watch new people join our community, and there's certain strategy names that just call to people, the falling angel or the 1 to 10. They have these neat names where people always, if the first time Peter says 1 to 10 to somebody, people always write in like, what is that? I want to know. I want to know. I think it's good to have a name and an identity, but don't become overly enamored with the name. You could call it the rocket profit strategy, and it probably sounds pretty good, but it doesn't mean it's right for you. So you'll have to figure that out.
yeah, absolutely. So these are a couple of examples that you said. That's another one, MU. This is very again, very simple. The volume was low, but as soon as the breakout happened, the volume popped up. Again, you bring your stop loss into the break even.
I
And
don't
this
like
part,
this trade, by the way. I shared this for full disclosure of this is what I did this morning, and it did work. I would not have taken this trade again. This was not a good trade.
why not?
Because there's no punch up to the high a day. I basically tried to trade out of consolidation, so more or less. So in that individual candle, I thought I could feel the momentum coming in, and it was candle wise, but it wasn't volume wise. But once again, it just kind of worked immediately. It was never really in the red. So once you're green, you might as well stay in the trade, right? As long as you can manage not, going back below break even if that's your goal or whatever. It just kind of works. But this one, full disclosure, not a fan of this trade.
But it's very interesting because this one, this is the 5 minute candlestick here. If you go to switch to 5 minute, if I would have taken that trade as a 5 minute open range breakup, I would have probably given it a little bit more room, at least for I think, depending on where the VWAP is, I probably would have given this one risk. And then in that particular case, I would have probably, get a better move up to here. But again, I'm not saying this is a wrong trade for you. That's how I would do it, and that would be the right way for me. But wrong or right really depends on you. If someone comes and say your strategy is wrong, they don't know what they're talking about. The strategy is right for you in the way that you structure it.
Well, yeah, I aim for a certain profit. I don't have a goal per se. I don't know if having a profit goal is a really helpful thing for traders. I kind of feel like it's not, because I kind of think it leads you to trying to achieve something that's not really probabilistically achievable on a given day. But I sort of know after doing this for 6 years, Andrew, what a good day looks like and what a bad day looks like. And that MU trade quickly popped into that's pretty good money for the day, John. So you might want to like start, rolling out of this position, because I can kind of call it a one and done day. And I thought, since I'm being interviewed on YouTube and in the chat room, maybe it'd be nice to have a trade I could share that made money. So I won't lie, this whole interview probably got in my head a little bit on that too.
Yeah, so this is appeal to. This is a much nicer trade that you did, and you added way nicer. And I like this chart because it shows how you're, bringing your break-even point. So the blue line is your break-even point. By adding, constantly doing, that's exactly what happens in my trade as well. But you guys don't see the blue line, but I see it on my position window. So as the trade goes into your direction, you're bringing your break-even continuously higher. It's like a, kind of a trailing a stop loss. You're bringing your things higher, and trailing a stop loss is very common. Like forex traders, they use it all the time because it's a longer time frame. You want to watch it all the time, so the trailing a stop loss comes with you. This is fabulous, and also the volume is very clear here in what you did.
Yeah, this one's beautiful. That is a punch pattern. Like, this is one I'll show in a webinar, Andrew, because if you see those candles running up, They are parabolically, they are exponentially growing to the high a day, and they are backed by increasing volume. Now, by the time I got in, you don't know that volume bar is going to be that high because that's growing as the trade is, as it's going through time. But you can see the ones prior. And there is this specific thing that happens. And this is only for the 935 to 940 period. And I should start off by saying, I don't take these trades in the first 5 minutes. Wait 5 minutes for the market to shake out and then set up these patterns. But between 935 and 940 is kind of like your first chance, 5 to 10 minutes after the market opens. There's a thing I call pivoting volume. I made up this term myself, so copyright John. But it's volume is almost always huge in the first 1 minute candle, right? So there's just a ton of orders being settled, and then it progresses down, and it loses volume, it loses volume, it loses volume, and then it often pivots around 935 to 940, somewhere in there. If that pivot can be aligned with the move to the high a day, that is a punch, it's a great trade. Like you want to look for those. So this is one of those. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Like really nice. There's a couple of questions that came right now. One of them was, did the market atlas help you in your trading? Carlos, you can go back to our face. Are you using market atlas? Has it improved your trading? Yes or no? And if yes, how?
Later in the day, if I take a trade, I'm more apt to use it because it's a slower trade and I have more time to consider it. Being fully honest, 935 to 950 in the morning, it's a lot. Things are just moving kind of quick, so it's a lot to add market atlas. Also, just being hardware limited, I don't really have a monitor allocated for Atlas. So, this is a thing you got to think about as a day trader as you add more tools and things. Is it going to change physically how your desk is set up? And I don't really have a way to do that kind of works for me because, again, doing 6 years of high day breaks, Andrew, and no joke, these are 98.7% of my trades or something like that. I have a way of doing this and I'm very comfortable with, I'm like an old Italian lady who's been making pasta for 60 years. I do it my way, and that's how it goes.
And this is so important that you said, when something is working, you don't need to necessarily change it. Like I have this FOMO all the time that I have to go into the SPX calls, I have to do the futures, I have to do this, but it's pretty simple working for me. Like, why am I messing around with it? Like, that's, yeah.
But
yeah,
I'll add that to my list of nicknames. Most of them aren't very nice, so I'll take that one.
So let me finish a couple of questions before we hand it over to Thor. John, what is your advice? I mean, you're coming from a military background, like the whole career has been in military, and I have a huge respect for the people who are coming from, especially U.S. military, because there are some things has been established into you fundamentally, like discipline, following orders, not deviating from things that has been structured. Like we have 3 military people, Mike, you, and Dwayne. So give us, with this background, give us some advice to the new beginners and intermediate beginners that they're going through the journey.
Yeah, I think me and Mike and Dwayne get too much credit for like having a military background is going to help you be like immediately disciplined in day trading. There might be some truth in that, but the bigger truth is that we're all susceptible to the emotions of trading. And like I said, when I started this interview, I certainly went through them. But perhaps it's helped me recognize, I did that for about 6 months and then recognized a self-correcting way to kind of get out of that. And maybe that some of that from my background helped me do that. There's a thing in the military called embracing the suck, and you have to do that in day trading for sure. So you have to endure a long time of mediocre or rough performance before you make it work out. But I do want to say to anybody out there, everyone's capable of discipline. And I've worked with people in boot camp, Andrew, that kind of surprised me because they come from backgrounds like airline pilot. That I worked with an airline pilot who really lacks some discipline. And that's a person who lives or dies by checklists. Like that's how you fly a big plane like that, is everything's a checklist and a safety check and a double check, and you do it the same way every time. And this person was a fantastic 747 pilot, you know, amazing. But in day trading, they needed some help because it wasn't quite there. Or I've worked with doctors or lawyers or whatever, you know, all people from all kinds of professions that have struggled. So everyone is capable of having those struggles and everyone's capable of overcoming them. So just I don't know what better advice to give though, but to focus on something. Don't jump around. Like, for better or for worse, take the strategy, take the thing that you think calls out to you the most in the market, that you say, I think I see this thing happen. You know, I swear stocks often like reject PDC, like previous day close. If you keep seeing that and you kind of believe that that is a thing that does occur, and and when it does, it can be quite lucrative because the rejections can be quite big. Go after that thing, because you're going to have a much better time unraveling the mystery of this thing that you discovered by yourself than you are taking someone else's strategy and trying to get into their head, because it's just a difficult thing to do. So like I it's in the course. If you go to Trading Terminal, when it gets to the end, that my advice to people is, hey, I've given you enough here to get started, but this is going to be your journey. Now you have to trade this 100 times. You have to trade this 200 times, and you have to develop your own nuances and intuition and things. And you will find rules that don't agree with mine. Like, for example, Andrew, when I get a trade that takes off immediately, but it doesn't quite go to profit, so I don't take any money, and it comes back to my entry, I get out. I just prefer to be out of the trade at that point, because to me, it's more indicative of something that's going to keep reversing. However, there's lots of trades that come back to my entry and they bounce. And why do they bounce? Because the old high a day was resistance and now it's support. So I watch a lot of those run away from me. I get out and then they bounce and they take off. And so you could be the trader that allows the bounce. I will be the trader who doesn't allow the bounce. We'll both make money. We'll both be fine. We're both managing risk, and we're both doing it our way, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's where I like to see people go. I hate to see someone who tried to trade like me and then 6 months later is just really trying to mirror me by every webinar and everything I've ever said in the chat room, because I just want to tell those people, like, you need to start applying your own sauce to this a little bit, because I'm telling you, it'll start to work out better.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that. I think that you mentioned that the trade, for me as a momentum trader, trades that usually work really fast, those are the trades that work. If it's something that really takes some time to work, it's good to get out. Even if it hasn't hit your original stop loss, you can always come back. Usually the good trades should work pretty fast for you. John, thank you so much. If people want to work with John closely in the boot camp, he has a group. It's one of the really best groups that we have. John as a captain. He is in the chat room every day. I think it's 2 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. The chat room is more quiet. You get actually to ask their personal questions. And he's almost active in the chat, and I'm really grateful to trade with you. I do apologize because I joke a lot about Tesla, and I really think that Tesla was overvalued, but I don't think Tesla was overvalued anymore. Now that I've been following Elon Musk,
I'm very worried about tomorrow. Tomorrow's the shareholder meeting, and it starts at 3. It starts at 4:00 Eastern. So if he doesn't get the votes, I got to get out of this position. I will sell it. I am not riding that out. So if the vote comes in against Elon's compensation package, there will be a giant drop, and I will just eat whatever that drop is, because as soon as I can get out, I guarantee you it's going to keep dropping. So I'm nervous. I don't know where this is going, because I'm doing
how much do you have? How much of your net worth is in there, if I may ask?
Well, I don't want to say, because then people start to piece together how much I'm worth, because they start to do the math. They do the same thing to you, Andrew. Well, how much Tesla do you own, and how much of that is your net worth? So what I will tell you is, I own 100 shares of Tesla. I bought it at 249, so I'm up about whatever. For me, Andrew, I'm almost up a Toyota Corolla, which is good money for me. I know you trade Lambos. I don't trade Toyota Corollas normally. I trade floor mats. A good day for me is like a fancy set of floor mats, probably. Maybe what else can you get on a car? You know, like the rubber insert for your WeatherTech inserts for your trunk or something.
Baller.
Well,
So
thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm
That
more
was
of a
that
Jeep
was
guy
fun.
myself there, John. So just saying.
yeah. What's a good day for you, Thor? Like
Oh, nice.
like a custom paint color, probably something like
No,
that.
no, no, like stickers I stick on the Jeep, really, maybe more. So maybe like that, not really paint so much.
Yeah. See, here's the question. Here comes JT in the chat. It says, what percentage of that is your portfolio, John? See, he's trying to get at what I'm worth.
I know, and your wife probably would hear that somehow that, oh, babe, you did everything in Tesla. Why did you do that? Like,
Yeah. And then J2 is going to come to a slip and fall on my front porch and take me for all I'm worth. Get out of here, people.
What you didn't know is John is actually a 35% shareholder in Tesla. He just doesn't want to let everybody know.
I
It's
wish
actually,
that we could pass this compensation package, but
but did you actually vote? Because you can vote as a shareholder. Did you go
I
vote
did
on the
vote,
website?
but it's the big votes like Charles Schwab, I think, indicated they will vote for it now. They weren't going to eventually or initially. State Street is a big one out there. The Norwegian pension fund voted against it. Love that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is for me. Thank you so much, John. I mean, you're welcome to stay, but this is Thor and Vanessa are coming. That's their time, so I don't want to be rude to their time. I really appreciate the discussion. I really appreciate the friendship that we have and the jokes and the, the softness that you're bringing to the community. Sorry, sometimes we are too harsh on you. But guys, again, John at bearabletraders.com or John at peakcapitaltrading.com. It's his email. He's pretty active also at X. So feel free to, get his pick up his brain. And I still learn a lot from John, even in trading. Following him, his trades and everything, his patience and everything. So, God bless you guys. I'm handing it over to Dr. Vanessa and Thor. John, feel free to stay if you want to chat with them. And if you have any question, guys, let me know. If not, see you tonight in the psychology webinar.
Thanks, Andrew.
all right. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube Landia. Good to see everybody. Thanks for coming on. I found that whole thing interview with John to be very fascinating at the end. Also finding out that he owns so much Tesla and is worth so much money, Dr. V. Now, we really got to keep an eye on this guy. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Welcome. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
So we have AC/DC today. First important matter of every day is to figure out what rock shirt we have for the day, for the week.
Yeah, it was for Brian, but Brian didn't show up.
Oh, unbelievable.
Very sad. Yeah. Good
Very,
morning, everyone. So, Carlos, hi. I will be ready to share my screen, so we're ready.
Awesome. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
I just want to show you my pain right now.
I got some pain today too. I'm actually in a short on ES right now. I went short after it lost trend at R3, lower wider. So I'm giving it a shot, but I lost an RTY. So what was your pain today?
My pain, so I took this, I had two losers this morning. So my first loser, I took the short when we hit my level on MNQ. We were very close to the downtrend I had on a 4-hour. We rejected the resistance I had marked there. So I entered short at the trend break below ATR high. And then I got stopped out. And then I took, again, now the price came to the downtrend, broke line. I was in again. My stop is above this candle. And look what it's doing right now. It's just messing around with this downtrend. And I'm like, just go down, would you? So my position is here. Whoa,
Beautiful.
that's not the right bracket, but I'm trying a 3-to-1, but it doesn't flush. Like it's just the previous 4-hour candle is so bullish. Like if you look at the 4-hour chart here, but I feel dirty to go long today. It's impossible for me.
So for me, I feel like they're coming up to the 4-hour downtrend and they're going to represent it like it's going to close above it until like right before noon. And then it's going to just like start to drop right before noon and it'll just be a wick of it by the time it's done.
So you have ES on?
Yeah, I got ES on a short right now. I'm in from like 68, like 29, like right up at R3. So and my stop is above is actually running at 68.36. So above my box here. So pretty wide position. Only got a couple contracts. So not going to, or sorry, one contract. So not going really big on ES today because it's I haven't found the selling I'm looking for yet. It's like we're here, we're offering. I feel like it's happening,
Let's
but
go.
we're
Let's
just
go.
not there. Like, come on. So
Ah. So that's very painful. And it came so close to my stop. Like I want a French kiss NQ right now. It's so
that's
nice
awesome.
to me.
Yeah, thank you so much, NQ, for being so nice to us. That's so funny. So, everybody out in YouTube, I just wanted to say hi. Just remind everybody, if you have a moment, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Also wanted to remind everyone who's hanging around, I am going to give away a signed copy of my book at some
Ooh.
point towards the end of this session. So, everyone yesterday got like an overly like aggressively signed book. So I was like putting like, so this is today's signed
Ah,
book. So I figured if you really want something special, you can literally just get like, I mean, it's like literally
ah.
like just
Like everywhere? You do
just
this
just
everywhere?
my, I mean, just saying like you have
Like,
no idea what's happening right now. I mean,
ah,
nothing was happening, I promise.
like
Um,
with hair and stuff?
a little piece of beard in there. But if you could grow your own Thor, you'll have like a piece of. Trust me, you don't want this.
Or what's the name of the potion in Harry Potter when they can transform in the person?
Prodigy's potion. That's right. I was on a Harry Potter marathon for October, so I just
Yeah,
finished.
I'm done now. I finished yesterday.
So that's very important, everybody. That's what Gianluca, I want a French kiss and Q, you kill me. That was funny. So
I really want to do, I do want a French kiss NQ, like if it goes down, of course, but yeah.
hey
Oh, and
Mana, good to see you.
I did have a baller trade on CL though.
Oh,
Look at
baller
my trade on
CL.
CL. So trend break on monthly
Oh
support.
wow, yes.
I felt a little dirty to be long CL2, by the way,
Of
but because
course.
of this very important support on the 4 hour, I had conviction and then whoop, easy.
Wow. I mean, the long, especially you can see what I really like is a little bit later when it comes back, it reoffers just above the trend and then takes off.
Yeah, and look
It,
at my stop. My stop is at the swing low before the trend break. Look where's my
wow.
stop.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's
But I mean,
beautiful.
it works. That's my system. The stop is always at the same spot and it works, you know? When the trade works, the stop is perfect there. So
I
awesome.
know. It's beautiful. Yeah, so our garbage trucks and Lambos is making a good point. These right now sell for like $50 on Amazon, right? One thing I don't do, for the record, everybody, I don't give you cheap stuff, right? My book's not cheap. When I make indicators, they're not cheap because I have real work, real effort that we put onto this. And I'm not worried about making money through numbers. If you're really serious about trading, you'll get the good stuff. And I personally, give this baby some pretty high value. So this giveaway, I mean, I'm giving away a couple $100 worth of books, you know what I mean, for you. So if good reason to stick around and do the thing. But someone earlier was talking about like the cost of the indicator, and they were talking about the new little combined mentorship situation that we've got going on. So which I told everybody I'd talk a little bit about today, but as most of y'all know, at this point, Dr. V and I, starting in December, are going to be combining mentorship efforts to create a little bit, yeah, what can I say? Just an awesome, program for y'all to help you get through this trading thing. So I'm really excited on it. So it'll be really fun. So
December
December,
1st.
yep, we will be launching. So it'll be a lot of fun. So we appreciate your giveaway. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you.
Come
Yeah.
on. This is what we're talking about. So I've kind of been waiting for the selling. We finally actually got
I mean, look at the trend line
on the
reaction.
on the
Just
sell
saying.
detector too. So
Look at the trend line reaction, just saying, you know?
That's beautiful.
I mean,
So my entry on ES is after we broke almost the same exact uptrend on ES. I readjusted when
the
we made the
downtrend,
now on the new high,
downtrend.
and then we went up to the 4-hour uptrend. So I just had so much confluence there. ATR high, R3 on a lower wider play, which is my best play, combined with downtrend, combined with losing the short-term uptrend. So many different things we're all saying, let's go. So I'll take
Yeah, I
it.
don't have a downtrend. We broke down. My first losing trade today was the loss of the downtrend on ES. So the price came back around the open in it. So I got in here and then I stopped out when we reclaimed the downtrend and yesterday's closing price. So that was my first loser, but I don't see where is your trend.
Yeah, so let me, I didn't have it down. I was looking at your NQ on the screen when I said
Oh,
down.
okay. Okay.
So I'll show you where, hold on.
It
Oh yeah, that's
just
right.
doesn't want to go, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, let's go back up. Oh.
So, but it's a really, there was kind of a steeper one, and then after you get the big pullback and then it goes up, I marked that low basically. It was a pretty easy one to spot. So I got in afterwards when it failed ATR high and that
Because
spot.
the ES trade is really the ATR high, right? And R3, I guess.
Yep. Sounds good.
Awesome.
So yeah, so it's going to be a really interesting to see. So I wanted to talk just 2 seconds if I can about how the whole there's a lot of people that are kind of confused by the indicator, and they're talking a lot over on the BBT side about it. And prefer for you to talk either here or message me about it. It'll just be a lot easier. So the indicator, for everyone who's been using my indicator, there is a free version of that indicator that is still available, right? It is the light version. It does all the same stuff. It just doesn't do the calls, right? So it's not, so you're getting all the same stuff. But if you want access to my buying and selling detector as well as the premium version, as y'all know, I'm doing that a little bit different now, and you can check that out in my IG. But it seems like a lot of people are getting really, really upset about that, and I'm really sorry, that y'all are doing that. But if you reach out to me and talk to me about that, I can kind of I can talk with you a little bit more about it. But at Thor Young MA on IG. So, and let me know. But otherwise, I hope everyone kind of takes a deep breath on that. I mean, I already got people emailing my boss about this and stuff. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yay, told you.
Oh.
So this will be fun.
Yeah. Today I wanted to talk about stop losses,
I
if
think
we
this is a
may.
great subject.
Because sometimes traders will struggle and think they don't, they suck more than they should, when really what is the main issue is that their technical analysis reading and stop placement is not right. And it's a very, very important concept here, okay? Because when you take a trade, long or short, you need to know, okay, what the market is telling me or has told me before, and what should I look for to put my stop? Where is the level that I will be pretty sure I'm very wrong on the trade and that it will prevent me from jumping back in? Okay, because the problem with stop losses that are comfortable to you, okay, and too close will stop you out, yet the trade idea will not be wrong yet. So that's a very, very important concept, okay? Like when you look at this, for example, and you want to take this short, okay? Okay, we have a beautiful entry here, right? Let's say you want to take this short. If the price is going down, you are short, so you want the price to go down. It should never come back here and take the high. It should not make a new high if you're short. So basically, your real stop should be the last swing high before the trend break. So for this trend break, this would be your stop, okay? A little bit above the new swing high. Because if you put your stop here, it might go back and test. Look here what the price did, right? So the idea is still not wrong, yet the price is chopping around, okay? So put your stop where it makes sense. Also here, it's not the idea of, oh, you need to have a wide stop, okay? And stick your stop up there and go for 5 ATRs for your stop loss. No, it doesn't make sense. Because if we reclaim the trend, it might explode in the other direction, because this is a very important decision point here. It's a downtrend on the 4-hour. So people that are short, okay, swing traders, people with money, they look at this line here. And if we reclaim it, they will cover. Okay, so in some case, it's not always the case to say, I'm gonna go wider, as wide as possible. No, it needs to be contextual to what the chart is telling you. Every moment, the chart is speaking to us. It's telling us something. This is information here. We cannot make a new high, right? The chart just told us that for the moment at 11:21, NQ is not able to go above 733.25. That's very important. That's a level, because let's say that it doesn't work and it comes back, we expect a reaction again here, right? So make sure that it's something that you really keep in mind when placing your stop, is not to have the tightest 3 hours or 4 hours trade. It's not about that. It's not about the reward, but where am I wrong according to what the chart is telling me? So I don't know if
that's
it makes
so
sense.
right there, Dr. B. That makes so much sense. And also when you're positioning, you have to remember, and you only get so much distance on these moves. You know, at best you get the ATR, right? But most often you're going to go from one trend to another between big seller and big buyer. You're not going to get the big move. So positioning is really important here. If you're running your positions too wide, you're not going to make profit by the time you get to the targets. They're going to be too small. You're going to forever run one-to-ones, basically. And so if you don't run an amazing hit rate, which most of us, especially when we're new, can't do or won't do, and some of us don't ever do, right? I don't have the world's most amazing hit rate. I'm more of like a 50-50 kind of trader, but my winners significantly outweigh my losers as far as profitability goes, right? So I make money. So, but if everything I did was a one-to-one because my stop was just way too wide, then I would never really imbalance those things with my hit rate. I'd actually have to become a much better, like, technical trader probably to start getting, doing that. So that's a really important part of what she's saying. It's not just about those things. It's actually for your profitability too. I mean, it's a holistic thing. You got to be really important with this.
Also trying to risk the same amount of money on every trade, like it might be to the T, okay, what you're risking, but like having like an amount in mind. So that will help you also for your profitability over the long run, because the profitability will come with a number of trades, not from a single to single trade. And also, don't be afraid to get stopped out. Okay, I mean, it's really nothing. It's just, again, the trade telling you, I'm not ready yet, or you are not in harmony with the direction of the price. So it's one of the two. It has nothing to do with you. Of course, if you take stupid trades and you get stopped out, that's another question. But here is, if you do everything right, it's a winning trade.
For me, I kind of feel what you said on the second part there happens to me the most often, actually not being in harmony with the direction of the price. Like it's the right area, it's the right spot, good level. We should see something happen here, but I'm either in early, most often just in early because, we haven't lost trend yet, we still haven't really started selling yet, like, but we're in the right spot. So I'm ready, so I'm in, but it's like, so I think for those who really like using V's trend lines, which we insist are the best lines, then this is one of those things I really found, because it's a leading indicator. First off, you get to draw it ahead, and you have something that you can watch for these kind of responses and failures, especially, and then you can use them for risk management very well, which I like a lot. And ES is being annoying right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, but the previous 4 hour candle is very, very bullish.
Mhm.
So, we might see some bulls.
Bring on the bulls.
I'm okay. I
Yeah.
mean, we get punched in the face every day a little bit, I guess.
Well, so one of the things I was talking about with some of the YouTubers, I think yesterday, was like October for me actually ends up being a fairly low hit rate October for me, but it was the most profitable month I've had, hands down, right? I think I ran like maybe close to 40% on my hit rate, maybe even a little under that on a few of the days. Had a couple red days, just kind of went through the thing. But by the time I ran the P&L at the end of the month, which is really the only time I run my P&L, right? I was like, well, look at that. We actually turned out crush. A lot of that is leveraging better. A lot of that is by holding a little bit longer. And being willing to, just being willing to lose. It's just so funny how the best loser wins, concept comes into here with us every time. It's like the more you were on a different thing yesterday with one of my favorite people. And it was really interesting, but you kind of use the whole market rewards indifference concept, and I really
I'm
think it
out.
does. So
I'm out.
I'm getting close. Mine goes through 68.36. I'm out. So
So no French kiss for NQ, I guess.
no French kiss. We're taking it back, NQ. Now you're getting a French kiss from me. So.
So no tongue action. I'll keep my tongue.
That was actually a pretty good amount of buying that came in right there. So you can see, like, think about like the feel there. A lot of people were probably short and we started pulling back up. So people started covering there, just threw a lot of buy volume in.
Yeah.
We crush right up. And now we'll see what the response to that is. I mean, this is enough volume. If they start making new highs, we've got a lot of range left to the top side, but
I mean,
I'm really interested to see what happens.
we could fail break, That's
That
the
would be
thing.
more likely. It is a wide range and it's lower. So I'm still short. So we'll see what happens. I like this girl. She's funny. Me too, Jose. It's true. And she picks the best shirts. So between those, I mean, so I do want to talk about brag on Dr. V a little bit here if I'm allowed. Which the YouTube never minds, but Dr. V does. So she can just stop for a second. I do want to tell you guys, like, one of the reasons why exactly one of the reasons why I really, why I'm excited to be doing this like joint mentorship thing, as well as having her on this show every single Wednesday, is because I personally worked with Dr. V in the beginning, like getting some, some mentality clarity from her and talking about those things. It really made a massive difference to my trading and especially my ability to extend and become a better trader. So we got to give credit where credit's due. One of the reasons why I've kind of, wanted to, to do this whole, this co-venture here is because I know how good she is because she had a direct impact on my trading. So I hope everybody, kind of resonates with that a little bit. You know what I mean? She's, yeah. Dr. V is looking electrical this morning. Ooh, Mark Douglas. Flattery will get you everywhere.
And he's a value trader, so he knows value,
Oh,
right?
he does. That's what he's really good at, actually.
Jesus, I cannot go long. I feel dirty,
No, for me, it's still, I would hate, I mean, we're in a selling range. So for me, it could be a long. I would just
Could
wouldn't
be
feel comfortable
long.
playing
It
it
could be
'cause
very explosive to the other side. I mean, we crossed the 4 hour downtrend, so, and there's another downtrend here. So that could be a thing later this week.
perfect alchemy. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we did
Yeah.
the last on NQ, we did close above the downtrend, then we kind of offered it, and now we're making new highs. So you're right, it does look pretty stinking strong, doesn't it?
Everything can happen. We can fail again. I mean, we don't know, but I'm not going long today. I was leaning short, and when I pick a side, I don't cheat on my side. So no cheating for me.
No, yeah, Toby, I think so for the record, there's many things that Dr. V and I have in common. One of the maybe not so good things we have in common is both of us are basically perma bears. We hate going long. We do go long, don't get us wrong.
Yes.
She showed you her crude trade when she went long. I guarantee after she entered it, she had to leave the room, probably like had to take like a cold shower, like that just doesn't feel
I
right.
forgot about it, by the way. I forgot about it. It was out of my mind.
So, it's a thing there, it's just so difficult. Every time I hit and of course the market's been going up nonstop for like what, 4 years. So I don't really know why I'm this way. It just is the way I am.
Because they take the elevator, and that's awesome.
I like the elevator, not the stairs. That's a fact.
Or the
So
water slide, whatever it is, but it's very fun to be a bear.
it really is. It's a little
So,
frustrating, but when it works fun. It happens.
so look at we have the reaction now on the steeper here. So let's see what it does. The steeper trend. So I'm branching the last touch of the morning uptrend basically. And I mean, we're not failing it so far, so and that's a very steep trend. So if we hold this, I mean,
We're still on ES. We're literally right at R3. It's a glorious spot for a potential in VR, but it's not selling. So it's not time. But I'm just saying, if we get a trend failure here and we start selling,
yes.
how
If
comes
we
your
come
perma
back,
bear?
I mean,
I don't know. What, Vanessa, why are you a perma bear?
because I learned, well, I like to say that I learned how to trade during a bear market, but I really didn't know what I was doing. But basically, when I started trading, it was a bear market, and I would short. And I started with futures actually, and I would short all the indices and make money, and I thought that was easy. So I guess maybe because of that, but I do like the way bears move the price. The water slide thing, like it's really like it goes, when it goes. So
Yeah. Anytime I talk to a market maker, they were always talking about stairs up, elevator down. And I was always like, okay, that sounds funner,
mama
but
bear, yeah. And I'm a mama bear
exactly.
too. That's true. I'm such a mama bear.
No, I think for me, kind of in a similar concept. So when I started trading, I got really successful, and I don't know. I morally apologize, I guess. I got successful during COVID. Like when COVID hit and like Carnival Cruise Lines, like I swear I paid my mortgage for like 6 months shorting Carnival Cruise Lines, for instance. I just had so I think the reason I'm that way is it's like reinforced behavior. Like when I got successful, it was shorting. And I just had so many great trades. And then every time I would go long, I was learning to trade during this administration was the prior administration. So it's like I'd be long half the day, and then one silly tweet or word or silliness, and the whole thing just crushes the other direction. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, oh my goodness. You know what I mean? So yeah. No give up on the ES right now at all, by the way.
No, and NQ is kind of following the steeper. So
Yeah. It's if we kind of are like offering a little, yeah, because you pushed yours out a little bit. We're like re-offering that right now from the underneath, kind of. If we sell from here, that would be pretty cool. If we claim this, then we're right back up the trend probably, right? So
I mean,
wonderful things. Love the fact that it goes down fast, it goes down. Carnival Cruise Line, exactly. So fun. Because I was really struggling then. Like, I wasn't doing as great. It definitely not like I'm doing now, obviously. But it was just rough, and all of a sudden for like 1 month or so, it was just like, oh my gosh, it just is going in the direction. So it was great.
and gold might want to go down again. So this is a 4-hour uptrend, and we've been messing around it. So yesterday I took a short right here on gold. That was pretty amazing. After being stepped out the first time, right? Came back, shorted again, and now we're like hugging the trend, yet we have trouble reclaiming it. So interesting.
Yeah, I actually have an alert on copper right now. So that's it's kind of up in the R3 thing.
So we broke the downtrend on copper and we hit the resistance around 11. So I would do like this-ish, and we have to stay below this to be short.
So an R3 is 4.97. So that's coming in kind of in a fun spot. Cormy asks, Dr. V, do you also check bookmap left? No, I'll answer. No.
No, I don't.
Sorry.
I don't use anything else. I don't even use volume. So I just have the indicator, the cam indicator, and my lines, but nothing else, basically. I just need lines. And I have someone I work with, like smiling from ear to ear, like he's like, it makes so much sense, and it's so like, let's say you're short here, okay, at this break. Okay, it's really like there's no reason to exit your trade until we come back above this line, right? And then where's the next obvious spot? Here, because it's the other side of the trend, but it's like having visual, visual clues or on how to manage your trade, when to enter. So not necessarily when we do this, you enter, but you wait for the direction to align. And it's helping cam traders too, right? Some traders were telling me, oh, every time I take a cam trade, I'm always too early. But when I use your trends, it allows me to like enter when I should and reduce the impulsive entries.
Rich is resonating right now. I agree. So Rich is saying, wow, Dr. V, I need to make my trading really simple too. Too many indicators. So this is true. So right, so we're talking naked charts here, right? So you should only have on your chart what you use. Take a look at it. You got VWAP on your chart. Did you take a short? Was VWAP flat when you went short, or was it still rising? If it was still rising, you got in short early. So you're not using VWAP, right? Take it off your chart, right? Or use it. But what happens with so many of us is we end up with 50 lines, 50 levels. You know, we got pre-market high, pre-market low. We've got VWAP, 16 moving averages, an RSI indicator, Rinko charts, Heikin-Ashi candles, like all kinds of different stuff thrown on there. And then you go to look at it and you just sit there and you kind of look like my dog Leo. Like when you ask him if he wants a biscuit, he's just like looking at your screen, like, I'm really not sure what I want to do with this now. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of like, keep an eye on that. So, yeah.
All
Keep it
right.
simple.
So
KISS method.
indecision right now, like we don't know what to do. You can tell us it was just a fake out here. That's
I
okay.
know. Go
It's
ahead. Be
fine.
rude. These things. Actually, today was one of those days I'm really was thinking like with this offer of R3 could be a really nice sell day today. But when the news came out, all the news that came out, like ISM and some of the other numbers, all those numbers came out relatively strong. So the market just kind of was like, oh, still up? Okay.
Yeah.
But there's some coverage by what is it? What's the Twitter name of the Wales guy? Do y'all remember? I just blanked out. Something Wales. Oh well. I'll find him and share his thing. But it's Unusual Whales. Thank you, Brian Key. And he was saying that like a lot of this high level purchasing has been in the retail sector. So you know, pro-tail and retail, not so much institutional. So I really do think whenever we really kick this thing into gear, it's going to be one heck of a waterfall, because you're
Oh,
gonna have
yeah.
you're gonna have a lot of weak hands getting out of their positions. So we just got to be patient, people. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, right?
Oh,
Like,
the word. One of my, oh,
ah,
it's like
ah.
that word.
Did you just crawl a little bit? Patience, Vanessa.
That's why that my lines are saving my trading, I guess. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a very patient person. I work on it, but I'm not a very patient person. So when the line is telling me to go, I go basically, and I don't go when it's not telling me to go. So it's really like I have a boss, right? The line is my boss, and I listen to it. So it really saved my life. I was always the first. I'm sure I was always the first in every trade I took. Like I'm sure I'm here. So competitive, like, okay, I'm here. That's the bottom. I'm here. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love Chris.
right.
Chris MC, Bulls, Bears, Beats. I know where you're going with this. Don't say it. Oh my gosh. I agree actually, Dr. V, on adding like, because now that we've got new highs, for instance, now all like our trends like gets so much wider. So now it would like take forever for us to really start. I mean, we'd have, not looking as pretty.
What do you mean?
So like because we made new lows and new highs. So like our trend was very steep. Now this steep trend is getting even wider trend. So it's like to reverse. You're really gonna have to start losing a lot. So it's starting to look stronger and stronger as we go.
Mm.
So
Well, we
yeah.
made a new high, but
Yeah.
we were still like deciding now what to do. Somebody went for lunch already, or?
Mm-hmm. They're gonna pop up here just to take me out of positions, and then they'll
It's it,
start.
it's
I,
so much fun just to look
I
at
feel it.
price and see like, like they're waiting for something right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting for AMD reversal. We'll see. Yeah. My favorite words of the day, wider from Thor and dirty from Dr. V. Okay, Kumar. I like you.
What
You're
about the
funny.
French kiss?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I like that you spelt favor Favourites. That seems better. Favorites.
So AMD right now, I have no level, so I would not know what to do with this.
AMD is getting near its ATR high. So, which is at like 253.75, and it's in a lower wider. So R3 is at 255.50.
And we have a 4-hour resistance right here. But we kind of had like a steeper uptrend on AMD, like this, that we lost. We're reclaiming the trend here on AMD, but we have the
Whenever it
resistance.
bounced, it bounced right off of the like where it gapped. If you just mark that high, it's on AMD. It's so easy on your 4-hour. It was so easy to see where there's basically a gap, and it gapped through a high. And if you mark that high, it's exactly where it tested today. That was a pretty easy level to spot. That's fun.
So the resistance is near R6. And where's ATR? Oh yeah, right there. Okay, so the level is in sandwich between the two, so I would not know what to do with this.
I mean, I wouldn't long it, that's for sure. But I wouldn't long anything apparently. So I guess that's just a thing.
Okay, so they made a decision. They made a new high.
So right now we're very much buying on AMD. So the VPA, all the volume, everything is a buy right now. So I wouldn't really worry about it. Like it looks pretty good. So if you're gonna sell, don't be the first one. Let it sell, then sell. Like, but right now this thing is buying. So it would be a hard sell. Be a very aggressive sell.
Yeah, it's getting steeper.
Yeah.
All right.
Micros. We're going to look a little bit at some things. So I really think like this is one of the reasons also why, you know, we start off talking about stop losses. You know, this
Yeah.
is one of the other reasons why I think, you know, stop losses are so important, right? Doesn't matter how good you are or how good your system is, it will underperform on certain days, right? And those
Yes.
certain days could, you know, when we're trading, you're talking about you're trading for a year, right? You're taking, you know, and the vast majority of your profit will come from the minority of your trades. And those are going to be spread out throughout an entire year, and they will group together losers and winners kind of in varied moments. So if you start to vary and second guess your system, you'll do that during these losing periods. And then when the winning periods come, you don't take advantage. So you don't make money. So, and then it goes back into a losing period. And then the winning period, you don't take advantage. So you don't make money. So it's kind of this thing where you just kind of have to rigorously just keep executing. And then if you go a period of time, 20 trades, 30 trades, you've been trading for a month and you're literally just straight red. Well, obviously something's very wrong here, right? Either you're not reading the market correctly or your system's broken, right? Something, or you're not performing your system, right? Something's going on here.
And also, look at this reoffer, right? So we broke trend, came back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Change your mind spot.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go to the moon. So ES is back to 61.41. I had a level there, but it doesn't care. It's like butter. Are you still
Microsoft,
out with it?
I'd say Mark, huh? I'm out of ES. I got stopped.
Oh, we didn't hear it. That's why.
I am out. It's like actually following right up it right now. It's kind of funny how it's going up. But Microsoft still looks like a short to me. It's actually, Microsoft actually has this fairly steep trend on the 4-hour that it just came, it kind of over-undered, but it's kind of an easy spot. But it's under S4 on a lower narrow range. So I would consider this to be a counter trending breakdown at this point.
Wow. Awesome. Beautiful sell.
Mm-hmm.
But it was lower narrow.
My Microsoft's in a different spot than yours, Mike.
Really?
Are you in Thor mode?
Yeah. Wait, no. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it, I promise.
I didn't mean it.
Ooh.
It didn't open in the right spot.
Oh, S4 breakdown.
Yep.
Yes, beauty.
Yep, trending breakdown.
That's a
Narrow range.
beauty right there. Oh my God, beautiful. So you put a line on your, so when I trade breakouts, I wait for the break. Okay, I don't short this. I wait to see how we will react, and then I wait for a retest, and then I draw a trend and I go with the pullback trend line. I go in. So here was the perfect entry, and then you target S6, and it's just a beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. But don't go in the break. Like protect yourself a little bit. This is the market trying to seduce you here. Okay? Calm. You'll make so much money. And then, oops, I didn't mean it.
You'll make so much money. I love you.
Yes.
Goodbye.
We're an awesome trader. We're flushing like this in a straight line. I promise. I promise we will never stop and we go to S6 in a straight line, right?
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
No.
The other bonus on this one too, for those of you who are using Atlas also, if you're looking at Microsoft, just for those of you who would like to consider the order book. Right now, the order book on Atlas is incredibly weak also. So for those of you who are using this awesome new product, Atlas, you can kind of see here right now in Microsoft, all of our incentive is to the downside. So very little orders being stacked to the top side. So this doesn't even really seem like it wants to squeeze at all. Right now, it kind of seems like they're just distributing into bids right now. So that's the kind of thing you're looking for on something that's trending down. So you think about the confluence you have from what Dr. V is talking about, all of the leading indicators, all those things that are kind of saying this is the right idea. And then you've got the, the addition of the order book pointing you in the right direction. It's pretty
I'm
sweet.
sorry, this is an 8.78R trade. Okay, so guys, the bras, I mean, this indicator, thank you so much, Thor Bras, right? I mean, it's an amazing, it tells you, it's full of fall on your lap trades, guys, okay? The right entry on this was this entry, okay? You combine the trend lines with the cam level, so you get out of this trouble, and then you go and you have such a tight stop there. Trend break, you put your stop at the last swing high for a short, last swing low for a long. Look at this trade. So,
Beautiful.
PLTR?
So yeah, someone was asking about the the small group, or which so as we were talking about earlier, Vanessa and I are going to be doing some mentoring stuff together. So what we found is it's just there's so much going on for either one of us to really tackle individually. So basically, like, I know everyone's like, oh, the cost structure and all these things, but it's because you're getting two mentors, right, at the same time daily. So that's why there's a difference, but it's not, there's no like other things like, the indicator stands by itself. It's got its own thing, right? And there's a light version of that indicator. So for everyone who's out there, there's a free version of the indicator available for everybody that you can use. All you got to do is know how to use it, right? But if you want the automated part, that's what we're kind of working with. And if you also want buying and selling detector and all that other stuff, right? Because those are my custom code that, that Bros made. So,
And
yeah.
again, I mean, you have one trade and you can pay the indicator 3-4 times, right? I mean, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that you want to short this level again, timing your entries with the line, right? And you can have a steeper one if you want to be more aggressive, because I'm a more aggressive trader. Okay, I trade to enter earlier. And you can enter here when we lose the level, the stop is at the swing high, or you can enter here, but you have a wider stop. But I mean, guys, it saved my life. Like, I would be like, by the way, okay, I would be in here if I was me before. Oh, I see like a bearish candle at the level. I'm in. That would be me. I see myself right now. You know? Wait for the
Exactly.
master. Wait for the master to tell you it's time. And sometimes we have a wider stop, sometimes we have a tighter stop, and then we adjust the size according to the stop loss, what the market told us, not what we feel comfortable in investing in a trade, because if you put your stop because of money, you will lose the money. That's for sure, okay? Put your stop where it should be. Wow, beautiful flush. Okay. What are the bulls doing?
Crazy bulls. Let's see what they do. So we have about 5 minutes left in our session. So we are going to do a little something fun here to close out our session, which is I told you guys I was going to give a book away.
Yay!
So if anybody would like a copy, I said I was going to do one every day this week. So if you guys would like a copy, it's hashtag #ThorBook. So go ahead. I mean, it's it's an overpriced book, so I might as well get a free one, and enjoy it. So I love you all. So much. But I appreciate everybody. I also appreciate, can I say while you're doing that, the support from all the people who know how awesome all of this really is. You know what I mean? All these different things that we have going on, this thing we're trying to make, and this whole, between this cool stuff, the tech, the training. I mean, we're really trying to boost the BBT family as much as we can. You know, we're not here to take away or detract from it. We're just here to enhance it. And hopefully everyone feels that and resonates with that, and, you know, comes and hangs with your favorite alchemists, right?
Yay.
Just to cut like a minute here just to let you guys spool everything up, and then Carlos has the magic touch. He knows when like things start to feel good, like you can see the numbers of how many people have asked to do it, and he'll get pretty like, so when he's feeling it, he'll pull the trigger on it.
Even if you bought it, I mean, you can resell it.
Yeah, you could resell it signed.
Yeah.
You know, have me sign it to somebody else's name and give it as a Christmas gift, you know?
With body odor and stuff like that.
I mean,
yeah.
everything. I mean, all kinds of stuff like this. Little beard on the side. I mean, anything you want. It's right there.
So you can make fully juice potion, and
Yeah.
then you can become Thor and trade like him.
That's right. Yeah, it'd be like Mad Eye, but trading. You just be like, all right.
All right, here we go, friends. Let's see who's the winner is. And it goes to, you know what? Let's wait for 100. We got 99. One more person.
One more.
One
Come
more
on.
person.
Hashtag
Let's
overpriced book. I
get
mean,
that
Thor's
person
book.
in there. One more. Here it is. 101. Okay. The winner is MOHCYN. Moshin.
M-O-E.
I know we got this weird usernames on
Nice.
YouTube, but congratulations. You are the winner.
Nice.
Email
Way to go.
for myself, and we'll get you all set up, man. Congrats.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Shoot us an email. I'll get it coming to you. Microsoft's starting to sell a little bit again. Yeah.
I mean, look at this trend go. It's amazing.
I know. The trend is your friend. It is going.
Yes, it is our friend. I mean, it is keeping
I mean-
us out of trouble, telling us when to go. I mean, it's my best friend.
Well, imagine without it, you know, and you're just sitting here, you're thinking, oh, well, I wanted to sell. So any time it looks weak, you're just going to start selling. But it's like, but it's still strong.
I mean, the Microsoft is a beauty. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love these entries. I mean, you can size up here and have the same risk. You know, you could risk $200 on that trade. But
Yeah, I mean, it's still going now. It's just following the trend too. So if you're in this, now you have a clean spot too, where you know what, if it comes up and buys through there, might be a good reason to get out.
I mean, the real trend, like the default trend, okay, that the algos like is more like a 30-ish degree, okay? It's more like this. But because we are day traders, we need to have also steeper trends. But this one I like it. This slope like this, slopey but not too aggressive. Because if you're very aggressive with your trend, they're less powerful, right? So you need to play around with them a little bit, but they're so powerful yet so simple.
So powerful. They really are. And that's the thing. Powerful simplicity, I think, is what you should be looking for in trading. Are you going to look, you know, the cams put a lot of effort into basically giving you a solid location, right? But after you have the location, when to get in, why to get in, how to judge the sentiment, the buying, the selling, these are all things way outside of just one indicator's ability. That's why you need more, but you don't want so many, right? So your endeavor is to find as a trader exactly what you need to be effective at your job without just, you know, again, what do I have on mine? I have cams, and then I have my volume candles, and then I draw a trend line for entries, right? So I already have my levels marked. So I look for certain type of price action at those levels. Boom. You know, not overly complicated.
So now we lost ATR high, but we have this trend now that we expect something from. But the short was nice at the ATR high.
Mm-hmm.
Nice spot.
Awesome. Well, everybody, it is almost noon, and Dr. V at noon every single day goes behind the BBT paywall and provides just the best cutting edge content out there. So make sure you're coming by, hanging out with her, and saying hi. Much
Yeah,
love,
you did.
and I'll see everybody on tomorrow. Thanks, Dr. V.